Hello everyone and welcome to build up to a good game ahead of Leicester City against West Ham United. Kickoff an hour and 5 minutes away, which means the lineups are just 5 minutes away. Anyway, Gonzo, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you, my friend. Are you doing well? Just making sure my phone is suitably muted. I don't want any surprise notifications or naughty phone calls going on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. I am looking forward to it today. Actually, I'm right ready for the football. Watched a little bit of other matches over the weekend, which is a bit of a difference for me. What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. I think it helps. I'm relatively optimistic. I'm feeling good. If the team is as expected, I'm feeling good about that as well, to be honest with you. That'll be out in a few minutes' time. Watching the football yesterday, watching football today. Good, sort of half good news for us so far. Wolves beating Tottenham 2-0 as we speak. So that's Tottenham obviously losing another one of their games in hand. Newcastle were beating Villa. Villa just scored as I came on, but I don't know if it's getting ruled out or not. But certainly Newcastle were winning. Kieran Trippier scored another free kick.
Sure.
But then went off injured. So good. We play Newcastle next Saturday, don't we?
Yeah. I'm going. I think it's as well. It's yeah, they've been in good form. I mean, that's a great signing for them, Trippier. Who'd have thought it? Out of all the money that they've got to spend, and they go and buy Trippier, and he seems to be the one making the difference. You know, not just his free kicks, but apparently his leadership and the way he's galvanising the team, and what they've basically gone and bought a captain, haven't they? The Wolves. I did. Well, you probably saw from the surprise in my face. It's been last half hour. I've been getting stuff ready, but didn't know that about Tottenham actually.
He is the captain, by the way, Kieran Trippier. He's Newcastle. Yeah. He's got the Newcastle's armband as well. But it was a decent enough free kick. It was more defensive error in the Newcastle wall. The Aston Villa wall than it was like he didn't curl it back. He put through the wall, kind of thing. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, hoping for any changes for today's game from our win against Watford during the week.
Win against Watford.
Lanzini, that's it.
Lanzini, well, and the right back as well. Obviously, I'd like to see Johnson.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see Lanzini and Johnson come in. Anyway, if it's correct, one of those players are coming in to the team. The starting 11.
Lanzini, then.
What makes you so sure?
Because it would be the one that Moyes would do, I'd imagine.
Happy days. Hey, give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm trying
to get on a bet.
Well, I'm looking at the scores myself. It's still saying Newcastle 1-0. From what I can see as well. We've got to be careful about Wolves, Geo, actually, as much as it's nice to see Tottenham losing and those games in hand. Wolves have got no European distractions. Jimenez is I don't know. I haven't even seen the score. I don't know if he's been involved in the goals, but he's looking back to his old self. Yeah, there you go. He scored. Dendoncker and Jimenez has scored. So, yeah, we got to watch out for them, mate. Got to watch out for Wolves. Who would have thought it?
Yeah, they're doing their business. We play them in 2 weeks' time. You know, we play Newcastle next week. Sure. Then the following week we play Wolves on the Sunday as well. They're a tough team to beat, actually. I think they're very much basing their game on being hard to break down, hard to score against, and it's working. And like you said, now Jimenez is scoring goals for them. They've got rid of that fraud, Adama Traore. He's now left, so that helps Wolves as well, getting rid of him.
I think that won't be quite as good, obviously.
It'll be better. They've got rid of that fraud. They can now play. They're playing youngster today. That's the funny thing, isn't it? Adama Traore's gone away to Barcelona, and they started a 19-year-old today, Wolves, and making his first his full debut for them away to Tottenham, and they're getting the rewards for it. So it's one of them things. You just think, well, sometimes play the youngsters works. Yeah, funny that Gonzo, sure. Isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Who'd have thought it again? Yeah, why not? So you've only got a sniff of the West Ham team, not the sniff of the Leicester team. We don't know if they're going to be.
Well, I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone when it comes to the Leicester team. I'm afraid I can take a guess at it. I did take a guess at it for the patrons, but that's it. I don't have a snip. Why? What are you hoping for, or hoping not to see?
Oh, more disharmony. Disharmony is the wrong word, but more poorly organised defending, basically, particularly with us as set plays. I said in the breakfast show this morning, I wonder if we're going to be playing for corners in many respects.
personnel don't matter when it comes to Leicester conceding set pieces. They're all right for it. Anyway, I've got the West Ham team. It was right, so I can click on that now. So here's the West Ham team for this afternoon. Lucas Fabianski continues in goal as always with the back four. Soufal, Dawson, Zuma, and Creswell. Midfield pairing of Rice and Suchet with Bowen, Lanzini, and Fornals playing in behind Mikel Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, he didn't fully listen to me, Moisey, to be fair. But I'm really pleased. I'm pleased Lanzini's in. I would have put Johnson at right back, and I would have put Benrahma in on the left wing for reasons have already been discussed. But you know what, mate? It's a good team, and I think it doesn't matter whether I think that's my strongest team. I think Ogbonna aside, that's Moyes would consider that to be his strongest team, and that's the important thing. So he clearly feels that that's a team that can do a job against Leicester. And I feel that they can. And my only real concern about that is Leicester may well go marauding up the pitch. I don't think anyone's quick. I don't think Vlasic is... What I call Vlasic and Benrahma quick. No, but they're not slow. Whereas Fornals is slow. I think if you're going to leave space in behind, I probably would have just gone with Benrahma there just to get in behind a little bit more, which is something Fornals not going to be able to do. That being said, a lot of it's going to hinge on Antonio as he got his pecker up after his jet lag now, and that'll be an interesting one. If Antonio's on it today, then he's going to cause them all manner of problems. Whoever they've got at the back, it's going to be really, really tough for them.
Yeah, it's the 11 I expected, to be honest with you. I think he had to bring in Lanzini after his role on Tuesday evening, and he just trusts Fornals more than he does Said Benrahma. So I think that was expected. I would have liked to have seen Johnson in for Soufal, but I knew it wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen, was it? It would have been like almost like a brave call from Moyes, and he sometimes makes brave calls, but not very often. He tends to play it safe with his lineup, and he's played it safe with his bench as well. I'll get onto that in a second. And he's played it safe there as well, which is disappointing. But very strong team, and if they play the way that we know they can play, then we should win this game. We should win this game. But the question is, will we turn up? Because we've not been in the best of form recently. It's been a while since we've played a really, really good game, especially for 90 minutes as well. So we do need to step up a little bit. But it's not really just us that needs to step up. Leicester City do as well. But what I expected, happy enough with it. It just depends on how everybody's going to perform over the 90 minutes as to whether it's a good team or not. Now, the bench for West Ham this afternoon, we've got Areola, as well as Fredericks, Diop, Johnson. We've also got Noble, Kral, Vlasic, Benrahma, and Andrei Yarmolenko. What's the point? But
I don't know. It goes to show that under 23 appearance from Yarmolenko was about getting match sharpness. Actually, that was what that was about. He's played so infrequently this season that any benefits from preseason would have long since worn off by now. So that would be about fitness rather than us sort of hoping it was some punishment. It's, and we might see a bit of Occo flex or whatever. Yeah, he clearly intends to use him between now and the end of the season. I'm not saying we can't be disappointed when we see him in there, but he's going to be a feature between now and the end of the season, and what we all sort of thought might be the end of it for him, considering what we saw against Kidderminster. Moyes clearly doesn't feel that way. Moyes still feels he has a role to play. And he might, by the way. We might be wrong and Moyes might be right. And Yarmolenko may well, between now and the end of the season, score a key goal for us. You don't know.
Yeah, but he probably will, but that's just through law of averages. You put him on in 20 games, he's surely eventually going to do something, isn't he? We've had to wait the first half of the season. He's come on numerous occasions. I don't know the number, but he's not done anything as yet. But you keep on putting him on. Eventually, something's going to happen.
Well, he got a header in the European game, didn't he? I think he had one game. I think he possibly got a goal and an assist in that game, European game. Got a header, headed at him. Or was it across? I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying he will. Yeah. I'm not. It's backing up what you're saying, really.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't say I don't count it, but that's different. Playing doing it in the Europa League is a bit different to the Premier League. I'm talking about how we keep bringing him off the bench in Europe and the Premier League. He's eventually going to do something. I can't remember the last time he did something in Premier Leagues since we beat Chelsea 3-2, and that was in the COVID tournament. It was a key goal. That was a massive, massive goal. I've always argued that arguably that goal is the most important one that season, which triggered us staying up and to some extent repaid his transfer fee. But I don't know. I just don't see the point of him being on the bench today, really. Hopefully, I'll be on the review eating humble pie and he comes on and scores a winner today. But if we need a winner, I don't want to see him on the pitch. I'd rather see Vlasic and Benrahma on first before him. But anyway, right. Shall we have a look at the Leicester team?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just looking at the scores again. Still the same.
We've got Kasper Schmeichel in goal, as always, with a back four of James Justin, Amarte and Soyuncu at centre-backs with Pereira. I don't know. You can work out. You've got to guess who's who, because both Justin and Pereira can play.
Pereira's playing on the right. Pereira on the right, Justin on the left.
Yeah, that would be my guess. In the midfield, they've got Ndidi, Dewsbury Hall and Tielemans, with James Maddison and Harvey Barnes up ahead, with Patson Daka as the lone striker for Leicester City this evening.
Yeah, it's not a bad team. It's not a bad team. It's a bit stronger.
There is a small chance. It's unlikely. There's a small chance Rodgers will throw a curveball here, and indeed he'll play at centre back when they'll play a back three with wing backs with Maddison and Dewsbury Hall. Unlikely though. Probably a back four. Good team, not their best team as a neutral. I think they could have been a little bit stronger. Seems a bit weird to have Luke Thomas, an out-and-out left back, on the bench and then having a right back at left back. I know they're capable of playing there, but I just think when you play a right footer left back, unless you are Cancelo, I think you can notice it. It doesn't really quite work. So it's a good team, but it's not.
No. It's far from their best team. It's far from their best midfield. It's gonna be interesting, certainly for us. It's a slight improvement, but I still feel they're weaker at centre half. Geo, this is the point. And let's be fair. I mean, Soyuncu has hardly been the player of choice. He's not exactly first choice, as is shown in his team selection. So he's brought him back, but he's still basically got a midfielder playing next to him. So not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all.
No, I agree with you. I think going forward offensively, they've got a really good team there. Tielemans, Maddison, Daka, Barnes, Justin and Pereira coming down the sides. That's a really good team attacking-wise. But just defensively, they're very, very suspect. I think they've got a really good defensive midfielder in Ndidi. Individually, they're good players, but for whatever reason, it's just not really working for Leicester this season. I think I've read a stat somewhere. I think it's been a while since they've kept a clean sheet. I don't think they've won a game in 2022 yet. So this is a good time to be playing Leicester City, actually. That team, decent enough, but it's not unbeatable, actually. How are you feeling about the game now? You've seen both teams. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm still the same. I still think it's a beatable team. I mean, look, Daka is an issue because he's quick as pants. And I'd rather not see Pereira back because I do think he's a quality player. That being said, he is just back from injury. That does have an awful lot better look about it, that team, than the one that faced Liverpool. And they are, I mean, it's funny that I think he really does make, he might be throwing a curveball here. He might be throwing a curveball. I mean, Amarte's in there. Amarte's still a young player. You know, he's coming through. And Soyuncu has not been in the best of form. So it's a lot of it. I return to what I said earlier. A lot of it is down to how Mikel Antonio plays in this one. But we've got to be careful with a high line because Daka's about as quick as there is in the Premier League. And he's obviously nowhere near Jamie Vardy's record because Jamie Vardy's scored whatever it might be, 100 Premier League goals. But it is a like-for-like replacement. They're both speed merchants, Daka and Vardy. So I don't feel that they have to change what they play. I look at it and I think they've taken out a weaker player in Albrighton. So I don't think it's going to be that easy. But if we're on it, they're going to be a nervous team, Geo. This is a team that's maybe not historically used to being up there, but in the last 6 or 7 years, the players that are either at Leicester, like the players like Schmeichel, are either used to being up the top, or the ones that are signed have signed for Leicester because they're a team that challenges for European football. They're all going to know that there's been a dip in form this season. So I think we've got to start quick. I know I often say that. Get a set play and make them nervous. And that way we might well take the wind out of their sails a little bit.
Nick, happy birthday to Grace. Grace's 15th birthday today.
Happy birthday.
I'm still feeling reasonably optimistic. I think it comes down to two things, which is of no surprise: A, play performance, but also B, tactics. It'll be interesting to see how Rodgers is setting them up. I think if they are doing their sort of 4-3-3 formation or whatever, that sort of pushes Maddison to the side a little bit. And then we'll probably see Tielemans come down the pitch a little bit more, playing a little bit more advanced than usual. Isn't a bad thing from a Leicester standpoint. I really like Tielemans, got a good eye for goal, quite creative as well. But taking Maddison out in the middle of the pitch wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing for us. And we make it a bit more interesting for our fullbacks, actually. I think if you can put... If I was Rodgers, I'd be saying to Harvey Barnes, just keep running that Soufal all game. He'll eventually let you in. He will eventually make a mistake. He's not in great form. Just keep on going at Soufal. You'll get him in the yellow, get him in the book early doors and keep on going at him. Against Daka, you'll be saying go stand next to Craig Dawson for 90 minutes. Not because he's going to make a mistake, just because he's slow. All it takes is one ball from Tielemans or one ball from Maddison. You're in. You're in. In a foot race, you will beat him any day of the week. So if you can focus the play down, bear in mind Dawson plays next to Soufal. If Leicester can go down that side, the left-hand side, just consistently, they'll cause us a lot of trouble, actually. But saying that, that defence ain't good enough. And we need none of this today. I don't want to see any short corners. We're up against, statistically, the worst team in the league with set pieces. They've conceded 12 goals from set pieces this season. No team's conceded more. We're now 4th or 5th for scoring set pieces. We used to be top. We've dropped a little bit, but we've got Creswell on the pitch. We've got Jared Bowen on the pitch. We've got Pablo Finales on the pitch. Our 3 best set piece takers on the park. We've got Zuma, Rice, Souček, Antonio, and of course Craig Dawson. 5 players are brilliant in the air, really good headers on the ball. I want to see an absolute onslaught for set pieces. I want to see a free kick anywhere in the Leicester half. I want a Piley in the box. I don't want any long throws, not quite that. But any free kicks in the Leicester half, I want everybody in. Just send it in that box and see what they're going to do. Because everyone knows they're poor at set pieces. Leicester will know they're rubbish at set pieces. So when they concede one, Kasper Schmeichel's probably standing going thinking, oh, flipping heck. Right, come on. Mark up. Make sure we're right. The good thing is, Leicester really emphasise zonal marking when it comes to set pieces. So it becomes easy to plan against. Moyes will have been able to take the last 5 Leicester games and work out exactly who's going to be standing where for Leicester and say, right, Dawson, you're on the back post this game because their best header is going to be at the front post. You come round the back, sorted. No set. I don't want any of this short stuff. I will genuinely rip my telly off the wall if I see us take a short corner today. We're up against the worst team in the league. I want to be able to come on the review with you and talk about us creating chances from corners, us scoring goals from corners, and I want to see Leicester panicking every time we get a corner or a free kick in and around their area. We have to make them count because it used to be something we were really good at. It feels like we probably scored 1 or 2 weeks ago or something. It feels like ages since we scored from a corner. I don't feel we've been a threat from set pieces like we used to do. So I want to get back to that. Capitalise on it. So. Anyway.
Absolutely, yeah. And I feel a Souček header today. He could really do with it. Well, it'd be nice for him to score from open play, but I think it would certainly help if he, if he was involved from a set play heading it in. We got numerous dangers from there. Obviously, Antonio. So no one really talks about Antonio being dangerous from a corner, but he is. I know he's somebody standing on the goalkeeper. But obviously Dawson can be, Zuma can be. Rice, of course, and Souček himself. So we can cause issues there. And Bowen scored a couple of headers this season, so one of them from a set play as well. So bring it on. Bring on the corners.
Tom says Rodgers in his press conference basically said that West Ham always play the same way, regardless of who's in the team. You can read us like a book.
Well, he hasn't been
reading the book. To be fair, don't we?
Well, even worse, it means he's read the book and he still can't do anything about it.
Well, that words might come back to haunt you in the review.
Well, I can only go on the evidence up to now. They've been crap against us. So what he's basically saying is, I know how they're going to play. What, for the last 4 games, mate? Because quite frankly, if you've been armed with that knowledge and you still haven't got the tactical acumen to do anything about it, then you're either useless at tactics or paralysed by fear or just don't know what to do. So I wouldn't be boasting that, bearing in mind his record, if I was him. If he's got something new to bring, and he's saying, now I've read the book for the 5th time, and now I've suddenly know what to do, and he does well today, fair enough. But it's a weird boast to make when you keep losing against us.
Yeah, the thing is, it's also like, we all know how Liverpool are going to play, though. It doesn't mean you're going to beat them.
Yeah.
Good luck sorting that out. We all know how Man City are going to play. Again, it doesn't really mean anything. That's only half the job. It's not even half the job. You're barely there. You've only done a smidgen of it. Most teams tend to play the same way, regardless of opposition. The further down the league you go, the more likely they are to change their tactics. For obvious reasons, they're coming up against a better team. So obviously the teams at the top, where we are fourth at the minute, why would you change your tactics? It's working. You're fourth in the league. Why would you change up with grace of respect to the team? They're 12th in the league. Why would you alter what you are doing if you think what you're doing is right? Just quickly, the bench for Leicester today. I forgot to do that. The bench for Leicester City today, we've got Iheanacho. We've also got Danny Ward on the bench, along with Perez, Lookman, Vestergaard, Mendy, Luke Thomas, Chowdhury, and Mark Albrighton. I'm going to say it. They've got a better bench than us. Yeah, they do. They've got a much better bench than us.
That's a very lovely bench. Beautifully constructed. Lovely bit of timber in that bench. Molded plastic seats. That's all we've got. They got the nice cushion stuff. They got the recliners with a little button on it. They got a lovely bench. What's that?
Like F1 seats nowadays, don't they? Those big seats, probably warm.
Ours are like out of a Ford Capri.
Did you notice randomly against Kidderminster, it was Rice, Nolan, and a few players, and then 5 minutes later, the camera went back to the West Ham bench, and Rice and Nolan had swapped seats. I don't know why I noticed it, but it was just one of those.
Maybe one of them's got one of them arse warmers.
Maybe they had a shot
with the seat thing, where you turn it. Yeah.
What, at Kidderminster Harriers? I'm not sure they would have had that luxury.
Oh no, they can't afford that. They can
Sprinters.
Now. They can now. They can afford it now. What did you spend your FA Cup money on? Arse warmers.
Anyway, I do think it's a really good Premier League bench, actually. A good Premier League goalkeeper on there, a decent enough centre-back in Vestergaard, a decent full-back in Thomas, some defensive midfielders. Mendy had a really good African Nations. They've got the winger in Albrighton, in Lookman, and Perez to some extent. Got the striker in Iheanacho. Some decent players on that bench for Leicester City, actually. Right, myself and Gonzo, we're ready to compile a little bet. And if it wins, we're going to give you some Wonga. One of you guys, some Wonga. We'll tell you how to get involved in just a minute. What are you fancying for the bet, though, Gonzo?
Well, it all depends on odds. We've got to give ourselves a chance of winning. Not us, but for the subscribers. So we've got to go for a set play goal because it's likely. I feel it's likely. I don't think the odds on Souček will be that good. What about a Zuma
10-3,
goal?
Not bad. 10-3.
What's a Zuma goal?
7-1.
Is that better than 10-3? I think
Dawson,
it is.
It's a lot better than 10-3. And Dawson was 9-1 when I last looked, but his odds might have come down a little bit. Yeah, he's 7-1 now, Dawson. So Dawson and Zuma are both 7-1.
Oh, Dawson's more likely, isn't he? Dawson's more likely.
Right, so
okay,
Dawson. Go.
West Ham win.
Yeah. I think we can also do. The good thing is, because we're on telly, we've got shots on target. So I think a Jared Bowen shot on target and a James Maddison shot on target. And that should do us 25-1 that. And
can you bet on Brendan Rodgers scrambling around under their fantastic bench looking for his book on West Ham?
No, there's no arse-warming bets.
Where is it?
Or anything like
it's in there somewhere. I didn't know they were going to do that.
I put it on 130 quid, right? Here's the bet. If this bet wins, we'll give one of you guys 130 quid. We'll tell you how to enter in just a second. The bet is West Ham United to win the match, Craig Dawson to score a goal, Jared Bowen and James Maddison to have a shot on target each. 130 quid if the bet wins. Gonzo, to enter, please, what phrase do they have to put in the live chat?
It's only one phrase today, and it is happy birthday, Grace. Happy birthday, Grace.
Get the phrase into the live chat. Happy birthday, Grace. And if that bet wins, one of you will get £130.
And she's a great kid, and her dad's a fantastic cook. And I'm surprised he hasn't brought his bolognese round any time recently. If you know what I mean, Nick.
Hint. Right, okay. I'll tell you what. I'm a little bit nervous about today's. While I'm optimistic, Gonzo, I just think that we've not played great recently. We've got a good opportunity today. Tottenham getting beat. I mean, they still are getting beat as we speak, I believe. Yeah, they're still 2-0 down, so they've lost that game. I don't know why. I feel like there's a little bit of pressure on us for some reason going into this one. And I think we just have to capitalise on the poor form of everyone else, because we always sit here and say points on the board are better than games in hand, and we're being proven correct here. But swings and roundabouts, you need to get points on the board. Some of our players have been in poor form recently. Fornals hasn't been in great form. Sufal's not been in great form. Souček's not been in great form, in my opinion. Antonio's been in particularly bad form recently. So half of our team are not in great form going into this one. We need to see some big performances and hopefully 3 points. Yeah, Leicester City haven't won the league in 2022. I've seen that earlier. I'm just looking now, though. They've only played 2 games. That's the most useless stat I've ever seen. I've seen earlier, Leicester City haven't won a Premier League game in 2022 yet. I thought, oh, that's interesting. I've just had a look. They've literally played 2 games in the league.
Yeah, they've not won. They've not won in February.
Just rubbish, isn't it? I do like my stats, but some of them are just ridiculous. Anyway, should we have a look and see what the live chat's in?
I think so. I absolutely think so. And lots of happy birthday graces, which is excellent.
Get your thoughts into the live chat. It could be about the West Ham team, the Leicester team, how you see the game going. Any predictions, not your score prediction, but any other predictions. If you see someone scoring, what you're thinking. Get your thoughts into the live chat. Trevor says, massive 3 points and back on form. We've got to turn it around sometime. So why not now? I mean, the funny thing is, I think we've won 6 out of our last 8. It's not bad for a team that's out of form, is it? It does include the games against Leeds and Kidderminster, though.
No, look, it's it's a difficult one really at the moment, because we sort of got used to being high flying. We have dropped off. We're nowhere near the top 3, and I think that's fine if it wasn't for the people below. And Arsenal are the worry. Results have gone for results gone for us today. Man United have drawn their last 2. Those results have gone for us. But it's Arsenal. But I think if we almost try and forget about Champions League and do think what you were saying, which is if we get top 6, we get in European football, then we ain't doing too bad, mate, really. You know, we're still in there. But we got to get to, we're on 40 points at the moment. I think it's 40. We need to start getting towards 60, and there's no better way, because there's 14 games left. There's no better way than doing it now, today. You know, let's make it 43 points a day, and then we can really start looking towards it.
Mark says we need the attacking players to move in opposite directions from time to time. Kyle says the boys will rally today. I feel it. World against us till the end of the season. Might as well take on Millwall. Take on it. We're East End. Everyone hates us. There has been a lot of media backlash on West Ham this week, actually. It's not a bad point, actually. You know, saying the boys will rally. If you agreed or disagreed with what Antonio said, I can understand why. But I think there's got to be what he did. I think what he was trying to do was trying to defend Kurt Zouma in a really random way as well, to some extent. And I think the Mail did their article saying players are unhappy with Kurt Zouma's wage. But what they also said in the article, well, I don't believe that, and that's bollocks. But they also said was there's a feeling that the squad are sort of behind him to some extent.
They've rallied around him.
Yeah, so I do think you might actually see today, you might actually see a bit of a performance from us. That there is a little bit us v them kind of mentality, and all the pressure that's been on from the media on West Ham actually might just help us.
Well, that's really important. That is really, really important, because it depends what you wish on Kurt Zouma. Look, he's been caught, and he's been and is being punished. Then that's that. You've got to let that punishment run its course. If you're good, I think it's too much. Then say, I want his teammates to be mean to him as well. That ain't good for anyone. That ain't good for Zouma. It ain't good for the club. It's not good for anyone. So actually, I'm pleased to see that he's being punished. He's going to take the punishment, but actually, his teammates, basically his workmates, are going to look after him and help get him through. I think that is really important. And if the squad are going to use that to galvanise themselves and stay closer as a unit, then that can only benefit, because if they listen too much to too many external things, then it ain't going to be good for them. But this can be a galvanising thing. It really can. And Antonio's got a harness whatever that was. He's got to then harness that and put that into a performance and put that into. It's not like a family unit, but you know what I mean, like a brotherhood, if you like, with all the team and all the players together, and use it as fuel. And actually, you know what? I thought earlier when Rogers said about the book, oh, they can use that. They don't need to. They got enough stuff to fire them up anyway. But you know, if you feel like the world's against you, then go out, use it as motivation. Go and play like that.
Sai says we need to move the ball quicker. That's been missing. Alan thinks it'll be a tight game tonight with the penalties swinging the game. While Ibas says that big scoring game, 4-3 either way. Dave Goodyear is backing the set piece goal for us.
Yes,
Sean is thinking that Jared Bowen is going to smack in a brace as he continues his good form.
Is that why he's done four eyes? Because it's a brace. He did 4 eyes there. If you saw on the end of his
that's because what he's doing is that's basically Sean's way of saying you heard it here first.
I thought it was Jared Bowen times 2. I don't know.
No, he's not. No, there's no. Rywis says, I just really wish we'd fill the bench with youngsters. Yarmolenko, Crown, even Fredericks is just pointless being there. It's Moyes. He's not going to do it. You know, he just won't. Paul says, we start with confidence and pressing forward, not like our usual sluggish selves. We have been a little bit slow of late, haven't we?
We try to do that thing at the start. We'll do it today. If we get the kickoff, that's what we're looking at it. Yeah, we'll get Souček, you run up there, and we'll try and launch it to his head, and he gets to flick on. I mean, we've yet to score at the start of the game from it, but I think it's a territory thing. Yeah, so
it's
I think
a conceded possession thing. I don't get it.
Well, I get what they're trying to do. It just doesn't work. I totally get it. It doesn't work.
Do you know what made it even more baffling? When you were listening to the Declan Rice thing with Gary Neville, that interview they did, not the 40 questions, the overlap, the actual interview, and Declan Rice was speaking about the advice he gets from his dad. And he says his dad still texts him every morning of the game and basically says, win your first tackle, make your first pass, just do the simple things early and then you'll pitch you in the right mindset. It's like we have an opportunity to do that when we take kick-off. Just let everyone have a touch. Just knock it about a bit. Let's get the confidence up. But we don't. We roll it back to someone. Probably Zuma today, and it'll be a case of belt it, go long. What's the point? Could you not just take the opportunity just to roll the ball around and let everyone have a touch of the ball, have a little field of the ball? But anyway. Ooh. Mandy says 1-1. We dropped an offensive for a more defensive lineup. No, I don't see that. Taking out Ben Rama and putting Lanzini in.
Yeah, no. Lanzini's a big plus. It's a minus rate. I would have played Ben Rama myself for the reasons that I said, because I think they'll play a high line. But that being said, if he's going to play Ben Rama like he normally plays him, which is spend most of the time in and around the halfway line, what's the bloody point? Want him in the box. If you're going to play Ben Rama, get him in the box. If you're going to play someone to hang around the halfway line, might as well play Fornells.
Gary says the only problem with West Ham, when a team's on bad form, we are a good team to play. I used to believe that. I haven't believed it for the last season and a half or something. Chippy says we need to watch out for Leicester playing between the lines and breaking down the wings and clean up with set pieces. Scott says refs miss clear-cut penalties and refuse to go to VAR. Oh, never mind. There are no winning odds to bet on that.
We could have put that in the bet.
The kind of game we cannot drop points in if we want to be serious. I agree with that. I always say, for most games, I'll say a point's fine if you want top 6 or top half. But if you want to do better, you either win. Today, actually, I think if you want top 6, I think a point's okay for it today, actually. I think a point's okay. A win's a big one. That keeps your top 4 ambitions alive, if you like, winning today.
We need to put pressure on Arsenal. But bear in mind what everyone else has done at Tottenham and Man U and whatnot. Today is about putting pressure on Arsenal. We have to. We've got a weak squad. I'm not saying we've got a strong squad, but we have to put pressure on them to put pressure on their squad, particularly the fact that they what they do in Lacazette have a centre forward. But you know what I mean. They might have weakened themselves in that area.
Yeah, they've got next week when we play Newcastle, then we've got a week off, then we play Wolves, so we play Saturday, Sunday, sorted. Arsenal and a lot. I think there's about 6 games on actually during the week. So Arsenal certainly play weekend, midweek, weekend. So this is where COVID postponements are now our advantage, because we all complain when we play Norwich and we were seemingly like the only Premier League game on. Everybody else had the week off. But now next week is where we actually have the luxury. So I think this game, home to Newcastle and then home to Wolves, that's 9 massive points up for grabs here. I think we need 7. I think we need to have 7 out of the next 3 games, and that would be a good 7. Sonny says, with Tottenham going down today, an opportunity to go 3 points up against Man United. This has to be a massive performance. 2-1, West Ham.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look. Elbow says, these are games we usually choke on. When there's the opportunity, we usually blow. I mean, that's also true, unfortunately.
I think it was used to be true. I think it has happened this season, but we've been here and said that on games this season in previews and last season and gone on and won them. So this is the type of game we normally, and then we've gone on and won, but no one mentions it afterwards. It's just when you say this and afterwards you do choke. Because people say, oh yeah, look, we did that. I get it, but not every time now. We do have the ability to go and win this, and hopefully we will.
Tom says we need to make sure passing's better and come up with some ideas on the attack. Then we'll be tough today. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Antonio has been stone cold silent, looking for him to come good. I assume you talk about his playing performances, because silent he has not been. I think you missed a high event that moment for Antonio during the week. Paul, do you think Moyes has had an underlying principle in playing Zuma after the despicable incident, as far as to say you can face the music, pal, and incur the wrath of the fans?
No, I don't. I think he's just being a pragmatist and wants to play his best team. I don't. I really don't. I know what you're saying, Paul. I totally understand what you're saying. But he's thinking of the team, and he's thinking about 3 points, which is what he's doing, because he alludes. I mean, Geo made the point slightly differently the first when it initially happened. And it's a sort of a sliding scale, isn't it? Because he turned around and said, well, Zuma's playing because he's one of my best defenders, one of my best players. And it was actually a really good article from Martin Samuel, who said if it's a sliding scale, so basically saying he's one of my best players, so he gets to kick a cat. Declan Rice could probably kick 2 cats, and then he went down, and Yarmolenko's at -3 cats, because basically he's created a slide. He's created a slide scale. Yarmolenko has to Masuaku has to kick no cats, and he's out the team. But Zuma's allowed to kick 1, and so on and so forth. And I don't know how many cats would Bobby Moore been allowed to kick. It was quite a funny article, actually.
Yarmolenko needs to rescue cats.
He does to get that credit back. Yeah, he does. So,
I think Yarmolenko actually needs to give birth to a cat, which we know isn't happening.
Well, he can't just do one, can he? Because they tend to come in litters. So, it'd be a painful experience. That's an image for you all.
Kyle says, kind of funny when one complains about having a bench full of youngsters. Now we're a bench full of experience, and you complain. I remember the likes of Arbeloa and Rat. I don't think we complain about a bench full of youngsters, do we?
No, I don't.
I mean, don't get me wrong, right? If the bench today was Anang, Ashby, Elise, Baptiste, Okoflex, and Chester, yes, I would complain, because we're missing out on all the other ones.
Gio, it's that look, Carl's a good guy. It's that binary thing again. It's one extreme or the other. Like, there's no thing in the middle. There's a nuanced way of looking at that, which would have been 4 or 5 of the experienced players plus Okoflex plus Ashby. It's not that black and white. It really ain't.
Anyway, before we switch over to Charlie Gonzo, can I get any final thoughts from you? Oh, in the score in the live chat, get your score predictions in. Let's see what you're all thinking as well. Don't go anywhere though. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Don't go anywhere. We're right here through until full time. Then straight after full time, myself and Gonzo are doing the reviews. You don't need to go anywhere. Hammers Chat is your one stop for match day. Gonzo, any final thoughts from yourself as well as your score prediction, please?
Score prediction. I mean, this is interesting, because they do have a slightly better team than I thought, I gotta say. You suggested they might rest ahead of this one. It looks like that's what he's done. There's more balance to this team. It looks like indeed he's playing in midfield. Looking at the team, unless, as you say, Rodgers is playing a curveball. He's going to switch formation again. I'd suggest Rodgers probably needs to stop switching things around. I would imagine I understand some of it is forced on him by injury, but he needs to try and make that team as regulated as he possibly can by doing as many consistent things as possible. If he's having to switch personnel all the time, it's not going to help him constantly switching formation. So I expect him to be better. I expect him to have some consistency. But I do think they are a nervous team waiting to happen. I really do. And I think we've got tons of grit, tons of determination. I can't remember what score I said in the preview.
You said 2-0 or 3-1. It was definitely a 2-goal differentiation.
3-1. 3-1. I'll go with 2-1 on this one. I think it might be a little bit closer than that, but I still think we're more than capable of winning it.
I think we are due to give someone a hiding. I do. But I also think we're due to receive a hiding. So that's made me a little bit nervous. But I do think on this one, because Leicester is so bad at set pieces, that almost gives me like an invisible goal to some extent. I almost get an extra layer of confidence that we're going to win, because you can play as crap as you want in open play, but if you're good at set pieces, you've got a chance. You have a chance. You can be terrible, but if you can get 6 corners in the game and cause some problems from 3 of them and hopefully score 1 of them, then you have a chance. And I think today, we'll capitalise on the set pieces. I can feel a goal coming from a corner. I'm hoping it's Dawson, because I've got money on him. So I'm hoping it's Craig Dawson that gets the goal. But a big game for West Ham today, actually. I think because we are confident in the win. You're saying 2-1 now. I'm sticking with 2-1 as well. We're both feeling 2-1. Puts a little bit of pressure on to some extent, because we're a bit nervous about the Watford one. So you play badly and you win, you're just relieved to get the win, if anything. But today it's gone up a bit. We need a good performance from us. We need a good performance from certain players and a good 3 points as well. Anyway, myself and Gonzo are going to disappear. Don't go anywhere, because coming right up here is Charlie. Don't switch stream. It's not a new video. It's this video. He'll be on your screen in about 3 seconds. Myself and Gonzo, though, we will catch you at full time.
Thank you, Geo. Thank you, Gonzo. Not quite 3 seconds, but, we'll take it. We'll take it. And thank you, of course, to Stuart Morris Accountants, your accounting professionals. They're based in Ilford, run by a West Ham fan. That's why they hooked us up very kindly, and they're here once again to help make this possible. So thank you very much to them. If you need any of your accounting stuff done, be it business, be it personal, make sure to hit them up, because doing numbers is long. So thank you to Stuart Morris Accountants. Thank you very much to all of you. Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you're good. I hope you're well. I'm feeling particularly rough, but we'll get through it together. We will get through it to get Stuart Morris. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, Apache. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I hope you're all good. I hope you're all well. And what I'll do is I'll start by going through the lineups today. And as I do that, I will ask you for your confidence ratings on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident, 10 being the most confident possible. How confident are you in a West Ham result today? While I go through the lineups, because I don't fully know them. Good to see you, Chuck. Hope you're well. Did they do American counting? You'd have to ask, Nate, but I think it's worth an ask, worth an inquiry. Worth an inquiry. Jessica's here. Good to see Jessica. Riley's here. Love that. Love that. Has it pecking? Not great. I can't lie to you. I don't feel great. But we'll move. Schizo, good to see you as well. I can see all of that. Right. And Matthew as well. Good to see you, sir. Right. Let's go through these teams while you let me know how confident you are. Because honestly, I have no clue. Well, I have a bit of a clue. It's not most of one. Just not most of one. So, Leicester, the home side, line up as such. I'm starting with them because they're the least I know. Schmeichel, a back 4, it looks like, maybe, unless they go with 5, but I think it's a 4 of Ricardo Pereira, Amati, Soyuncu, and James Justin. I think a midfield 3 of Dewsbury Hall, Tielemans, and Ndidi. And then Madison on one side, Barnes on the other, with Daka going down through the middle. They, of course, have big injuries at the moment, Leicester. Showered with injuries. And if you look at their bench, you're going to see there's some names missing. Ward, Vestergaard, Thomas, Chowdhury, Mendy, Albrighton, Lookman, Perez, and Iniacho. Jamie Vardy, for example, not there. But not a bad lineup, you have to say. Not a bad lineup at all. Let's go through some of these numbers while we're here. 6 out of 10, 10 out of 10 is Sancho has a defensive error. Fair. 5 says help me boo. Where else are we at? Snorlax used pound. Love that. Feeling a 7, seeing a 10 at 7 in terms of confidence. English Walls, good to see you. Hope you're well. 6, 7.5 to 8.5. A solid 7. Afternoon, Charlie says, Paul, good to see you. Hope you're well. Spurs. Let me let's have a look. Let's have a look. 7-7-14 says Ray. Jesus, 14. Man's just out there breaking the system early doors. I don't know how I feel about that. 5. I've seen a couple of people mentioning Zuma in the warm up. We'll have a look at how that plays out. 6, 7.5, 6. I'm sure Mr. DeVito is getting closer. He is closer than he was last week. I will say that. I can tell you that for certain. Hello, Danny. Good to see you. I'm very tired. I'm not well today. Jake's here. Yes, come on, Jake. Scenes. If you haven't subscribed to West, I was going to point down because I'm used to pointing where the comments are. If you haven't, there we go. If you haven't subscribed to, hang on. I can do this. If you haven't subscribed to West Ham Unofficial, do it. I'm going to be on this week, but do it. Not because I'm going to be on there, just because Jay's good at what he does. 6.5452 out of 10 says Dan. 6. Quite confident, says Riley. 8 says Jurisa. Let's look at the West Ham lineup. West Ham lineup as such: Fabianski in goal, Kufal, Dawson, Zuma, and Cresswell in defence. Rice and Souček in a double pivot. Bowen, Lanzini, Fornals with Mikel Antonio up front. Probably the strongest lineup you're ever going to see for us at the moment. Without Ogbonna, you're probably arguing that is the strongest lineup. You could make an argument for Lanzini, Fornals, and Ben Rama as per usual, but outside of that, you're saying that's probably the best we could do. The bench is Areola, Fredericks, Diop, Johnson, Noble, Krau, Vlasic, Ben Rama, and Yarmolenko. Let's have a look. I'm just gonna have a look at the Twitter account and see if they've said anything about Zuma, just because I've seen a couple of people mention it. Not yet. We're getting a nice dramatic video. Good work from the media team as per usual. But not yet. So that is the lineup. Strong. How do I feel about it? I've got confidence in this match. I said in the opposition preview video with Lee Chappie yesterday, if you haven't seen it, I did say that I think this is probably, I was confident this is probably the right time. This is probably the right time to face Zudo gone down the tunnel during war. I have a look on the Twitter account, Joe, to see if they said anything. Keep me updated, because that sounds like we might be getting a Diop. We'll speak as if we aren't for a minute, and then we can reevaluate the confidence after. I did think that this is probably the right time to be facing Leicester in many ways. They've only won 3 games since October. In the Premier League, they've won 4 if you include an FA Cup game. Good day, CD. Good to see you. Little bit. I think they suit us 100%. I think this is something the other two were bringing up in terms of the stylistic match between Brendan Rodgers and David Moyes. It's very much in David Moyes' favour. Brendan Rodgers, we know what he's going to do. He's going to try and step to us. He's going to try and make something of it. He's not going to just sit back and relax. He's going to come at us to some extent. And I think that fits into us perfectly, this counter-attacking thing. Because when teams sit deep, we've gone back to reverting to not looking like we know how to break them down. Lanzini should help that. As much as I think it is maybe somewhat of a concession defensively to some extent to bring on the attacking midfielder who is the best defensively, who can drop back the most, can try and help in that midfield. I think actually you look at it and you say, well, realistically, we're in a position where we haven't been able to break down and go forward in a nice manner in a while. So having someone like that in there should maybe allow us to attack more efficiently, even if it feels like a defensive one. Sometimes you make a defensive concession to be better attacking wise, and that's what this feels like to me. That's what this feels like to me. Mad Man will drive my truck and call me Tony. How are you, sir? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. Didn't miss you this time. Have I missed Scott? I didn't see Scott's name. I don't think I did. I'm very proud of myself for once, until of course you tell me I've missed him. Riley's reminding you all to like the video, of course, hit the subscribe button, because we do watch alongs every single match day on this channel, no matter what. Today I'm feeling ill, and yet I'm still here doing bits, all right? And I need you for it. Especially days like today where I feel like crap. I need you for it. So make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification, and like the video. 300 is the aim. 300 is the usual aim. We're at 130 already. 300 feels big time possible. Once we hit 300 consistently, we'll change it to 400. But for now, 300 is the aim, and I think it's possible for us today. So make sure to do that. Thank you very much to Riley for letting the people know. letting the people know. Oh, also, if you're looking for a game, of course, because we don't show it on this channel because YouTube would come and take us down with their copyright snipers. 360 no scope like in Call of Duty. There are ways you can find the game. If you look down in the description below, you'll see a thing called join our Discord. It's completely free to join. It's a lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community, but fans of all clubs are welcome and encouraged. But if you scroll down, importantly, on the left hand side, you'll find stream links. Click on that and you will find what you're looking for. You'll find what you're looking for. You love to see it. Well, 6, now 4 if Zuma's out. If Zuma is out, I'm slightly less confident. Dak has been playing well. Maddison's been playing well. They're not a team in incredible form. Come on. Let's go. Let's just keep driving those numbers. Come on, let's house away. They're not a team in unreal form, but they do have players who can damage us. And whenever you have a Diop-Dawson combo, there is obviously a significant amount of wobble in the gut. And so if we look at it and we say, well, if there is no Zuma, yes, the confidence levels go down. I would still back the beef, but confidence levels do indeed go down. I'm seeing a lot of people saying Zuma is unwell, Zuma out, Zuma's knee has been sus. We'll see what happens. I'll keep refreshing the Twitter account, the official account, to see what gets said and when. I see some of you are saying Skyve said it, which means it's probably true. But yeah. Which leads us straight on to, with 14 minutes to go, confirmed. Thank you very much. There we go. Zoom's done then. That's fine. Which leads us straight on to sub bingo. Now, we're obviously going to discount the Zuma Diop sub because that is not a substitution. This is the game where we predict when David Moyes will make his first substitution. We don't need the timing. We don't need the players. We just need the timing. Let me know. I'm going 69 minutes as per usual. I'll bring on the West Ham bench. I need to take off Diop off it now, so he's gone. I'll bring up the West Ham bench. Let me know what minute you think it is. I think it will be a Ben Rama for 4 hours in the 69th minute. 69th minute. Confirmed. Zuma gone. Zuma out, as James says that. Let's have a look at some of these sub bingos while we do that. 57th minute says Dave Ben. 2 minutes on, Zuma on for Diop for maximum confusion. Love that. Just a game changer. M. Collingwood, just a game changer. Wednesday is probably the more accurate description. It's probably the more accurate description. 67th minute double sub. 67th minute says AFA 16. 57 minutes and 27 seconds. Some madman coming in with a predictably accurate guess. You know, he always goes for precision on these ones, and you love to see it. Let's keep going, see if anyone else has got any solid sub bingo suggestions. I just hit that tongue twister like it was nothing, bro. 63rd minute, Antonio off for the Danny DeVito cut out. 71st minute. 70th minute, Yarmolenko to trot for a bit. 45 minutes, start of the first half, says Sean. Suggesting that it's a poor start. You hate to see it. Should Vlasic get another go? Asks Sarav. I apologize, first of all, for mispronouncing your name. Secondly, yes, but Dave Moyes, so probably not, but yes, strongly, I think so. 34 minutes says James. Ed, 30 seconds. Let's go to brutal start of the game for someone. You hate to see it. Ed. I hate to see it. 91st minute, Fredericks on to try and get the equalizer. The complete opposite side. Big plays. And sad that the absolute no under 23s make the bench. It's David Moyes. It's where we're at. We've made a substitution. There's one thing I do need to say before we start. We have made a substitution here on the watch along. And that is, of course, the Bell. Not available today. Out with injury. I don't have any in. So I have had to revert to the orange. Now, the Bell, maybe luck-wise, we felt like was maybe waning a bit. Hopefully this will kickstart its season. You know, put a bit of pressure on it. Bit of pressure to start. You know, a bit of competition for places. Hopefully that will help. Won't help my stomach. Hopefully it will help because we don't have a baby bod today. I'm just putting it out there. So let's talk about it. Just a little bit. If if right, Zuma's out. Zuma's out. We have the confirmation now as well from the club's Twitter account. Let me just do this. There we go. We do have the confirmation now from the club's Twitter account as well. Issa Diop will replace Zuma in the starting 11 as he is unwell. Darrell Randolph is added to the substitute bench. So again, there's an opportunity here for or there was an opportunity, in my opinion, for David Moyes, even then, to put just literally anyone else on the bench. We're talking about the under-21s and all that. He's gone for Randolph, which means we now have a bench of Areola, 2 goalkeepers, 2 right backs, 2 CDMs, Ben Rama, Vlasic, and Yarmolenko. You love to see it. And by love, I mean, you don't love to see it. You don't love to see it. I don't know if any of the under-23s travelled with a squad and are available for it, but that's frustrating. However, we are at the stage where that is our bench. That is our bench. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anyway. That button just did not get pressed, apparently. That's fine. That's fine. That's a problem I need to deal with at some point. Kind of vibe I'm thinking of. Maybe. I mean, Fabianski, to be fair, has been decent. Last couple of games, he has been decent. And he's been decent doing the stuff that I would usually praise Areola for. So I can't blame him too much for that one. As much as I do agree with you. I can't blame him too much for that one. The fact Zuma was starting anyway is disgraceful. Hopefully he isn't unwell, and instead Vardy's got to in the dressing room and booted him over. This said, Vardy's not even, well, I don't know, he's probably at the stadium, but he's of course injured, so he should be going around booting anyone. Shouldn't be doing it. Why Darren Randolph Moyes can be really aggravating at time? Because what happens if both of our goalkeepers get injured? Like that one time, it happened once to one team once in like a decade. Do you remember that? What if it happened? What would happen? I don't know. I don't know, but you know what? Look, we had our fun only having one goalkeeper on the bench. It couldn't have lasted forever. You know what I mean? It couldn't have lasted forever. Clips, good to see you. So hope you're well. Hope you're good. Deckers is here as well. Yes, lad. Hope you're here as well. Nah. Charlie Walsh. My brain automatically went for that is definitely the Batman song, and it took me a second to really figure it out. He's fuming. It took me a second to figure it out, but we got there in the end. What a charm. Orange is back, or Tangerine. Look, I'm not having any of this. It is an easy peeler, I'll give you that. I'm not having any of this Satsuma or I'm not having. It's an orange, all right. It's an orange. It's an orange. Look how big it is. It's almost as big as my head. Look, it's bigger than my head if I do that. It's an orange. Batman's on next week. Fair enough. But I disagree, I'm kind of vibing it a little bit. It's 3 hours long, so I won't watch it. But it does have, importantly, one of the main characters from Spooks in it. So that's sold. I'm sold. I think it looks all right. Better than I thought it would, because I thought it was going to look trash. Let's have a look. Judas is here, my trustworthy friend. Good to see you. I hope you're well. Afternoon, Charlie. Afternoon. Hope you're well, Judas. I'm just talking out my backside now. Just over 6 minutes left. So at this point, let's get the score predictions in. Final score predictions. You can see the team as it stands now without Zuma rolling over the bottom of the screen. Fabianski, Kufal, Dawson, Diop, Cresswell, Rice, Souček, Fornals, Lanzini, Bowen, with Mikel Antonio up front. Up against Leicester City's injury-hit side of Schmeichel, Pereira, Sayuncu, Amati, Justin, Ndidi, Dewsbury Hall, and Tillemans in midfield, probably with Barnes on one side, Madison on the other, Daka down the middle. Let's talk about it. What are your final score predictions? Now we've had the Zuma news. Now we've had that knockback. What are your final vibes, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen, what are you vibing? And I'll say this the last time as well in the build-up. Thank you very much for joining us. If you just joined for the build-up, that's not an issue. If you go watch the game elsewhere, enjoy yourselves. Make sure to come back, remember, at halftime, because Geo will be here probably to help me along. So I can go to the toilet, but also just to give you information if someone actually knows what they're talking about. And then, of course, I'll be live all the way as well till full time when Geo Gonzo will be doing their oh my God, bad. It's going to be a rough day. We'll be doing their live post-match review ever so slightly after the full-time whistle. So make sure to stick around here because I'll be spamming that link in the chat so you don't have to do any work whatsoever. That's the goal here. As little work as possible. For me as well. Except I will be live throughout the entire thing, so it won't be really little work at all, will it? So make sure to subscribe because I need you here because I do it by myself. Hit that notification button so you don't miss any videos. Like that video. Like I said, 300 is the goal. We are currently at 157. 300 feels very, very likely right now. We just have to smack that. Just have to smack it out the park. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions. Celtic Hammer 2-3 using pair traps. Big. Love that. Love that away win. Let's have a look. 1-0 West Ham, and it's no knockback losing Jermaine Zuma. Gaz, on the pitch it probably is, but I'd probably agree with you more than you think it is. But 1-0 West Ham, I'll take that. To be honest, I will take that. 3-0 West Ham Bowen hat-trick. Love that blue cheesy. Love that. With Diop in the pitch, 3-1 Leicester, says English Falter. Yeah, Richie saying 2-2 now because Diop is playing. Going to concede at least 2, says LV. Another probably strong shout. We can't lie about it. Wayne's in the chat. Wayne says Zuma currently in the back of a police car. Don't think that's true, Wayne. I can't lie to you. He's just injured. But, we move. Diop masterclass incoming. I would love to see it. 2-0 Hammers. Antonio first goal. Due one. Incredibly due one. It would be very useful if he decided to find some sort of form now. It would be incredibly useful. Doubt it, but it would be incredibly useful. Not as confident, hopefully still 2-1, says John. I'll back that. Willie's here for the watch along. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. 1-1 without Zuma. Now I'd say 1-1. What are we saying? This is Yarmolenko. Fair. I like him, but fair. All right, Charlie. Never realized how bad we were at throw-ins until you mentioned it a few times. We're the worst. It's been pissing me off for years. We're so bad at it. We should hire a throwing coach like Liverpool because we don't know what we're doing ever. We're so monumentally useless. We'll move on. Leicester, West Ham 5, Leicester 1, says Oscar. Bold. What's the odds on a Diop own goal? I don't know, but I'd be interested to know, David. I'd be interested to know. Accompanied here by the one from Brazil. Go Irons. Edward, good to see you. Obrigado. Yes. Let's go. Etc. But in Portuguese. 2-1 to the Hammers. 2-1 to Irons. 2-0, 2-2. 2-1, 3-2. Some still quite a little bit of confidence going on here. It's not a complete and utter drop in confidence. There's still a certain amount of. We've still got this, I reckon, going on here. Still, I'm just saying. 2-1, 3-1, 2-1. See, 3-1 saying Ray to West Ham. You love to see it. 2-2. I think there will be goals. Hammering the Foxes 3-1, says Glenn. See, there's still a lot of confidence. A hard fought 4-1, says Dick Blake. Listen, Richard, very oxymoronic there, and I love to see it. It's definitely a bonus for Leicester. We can't put it any other way. Zuma with a 2-1 win without 1-1 or 1-0 lost. Oof. I'm just saying there's still a relative amount of confidence here. Ionix is saying 2-0 solid. There's a relative amount of confidence. Okay. I genuinely do think that even with or without it, Zuma obviously is an issue. Okay, Zuma is obviously an issue as I start to find a TV channel for today. Zuma is obviously an issue, right? But the idea of how they play versus how we play is still true. That still rings true. There's no difference in that than there was previously. It's still a situation where we play a style of football that suits us. They play a style of football that suits us. You know what I mean? It's not one of those ones where we need to change everything to try and make it happen. No, we've got that. We've got this. It's fine. It's to some extent. Again, obviously it's infinitely weaker, but even if it is going poorly, we have the orange. It has returned. Big bloody plays, ladies and gentlemen. Big plays. Todd is here. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're good, sir. One last time as we go through the lineups on the screen, I will go through them also because the teams are almost ready. West Ham, that's not the screen I wanted it to be at all. That's who scored, ladies and gentlemen. That's for later. West Ham lineup as such: Fabianski, Kufau, Dawson, Diop, Cresswell, Rice, Souček, Bowen, Lanzini, Fornals, Antonio. Diop replacing Zuma, who is injured in the warm-up, whereas Leicester playing Schmeichel, Ricardo, Amati, Soyuncu, Justin, Dewsbury Hall, Tillemans, Ndidi, Madison, Barnes, and Daka. Probably a stronger side than we were hoping for, but still not the strongest side Leicester can possibly put out. Remember, I will be keeping track with this timer exactly how far behind you I am, so you'll be able to know, because it will be some distance. It will be some distance, but we're about to get underway here at the King Power Stadium. The teams are out, the teams are ready, they're doing last little high fives and whatnot. Hopefully we can start hot, hopefully we can start fast. That's what we want today. That's what we want today, a fast start. Because being realistic, that's what we've missed for a while. We've not done it for a hot minute, and we need one. If we can get a fast start, really put it on them, then that's going to be good for us. Again, even if they went a goal up, I don't suspect they would change their formation to such a significant way where it would no longer suit us. I think Brendan Rodgers isn't one of those guys who's going to switch stuff up all the time. No. Brendan Rodgers is probably going to continue to come at us in big waves, okay? He wants possession of the ball. He wants his team to play attacking. We know how Brendan Rodgers' side plays. So even if they were to go 1-0 up, then it probably wouldn't change it too much. However, if they want 1-0 down, all of a sudden maybe they have to come out of the show even more. I don't know. I think that could benefit us. And obviously, always getting a goal early doors is good. So hopefully we can start with that kind of verve, with that kind of gusto. The teams are about to take the knee on the first whistle. It is West Ham to kick off at the King Power Stadium. It's Leicester City versus West Ham United. They take the knee on my screen, probably about a minute and a half behind yours. Up they get. Diop's playing left centre back, it looks like. And West Ham have got it underway. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. Big dubs incoming. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Titch. Hope you're well, bro. Subscribe to Hammers Fans United. Just do how you're doing beats. Get on there, bro. Get over there. Do it. Are you doing a stream? Are you doing a watch along today, Titch? Let me know. If so, get over and watch Titch's watch along. Come on now. Leicester move forward early doors. Ball into the box. Easily handled by your boy Fabianski. I understand that some people would probably want Ariola, and I was one of those people who prefers Ariola to Fabianski as well at this stage of his career. However, I will say Fabianski last couple of games has been pretty good. I think he's been pretty good. And he's been pretty good at doing the things that I would usually praise Ariola for doing. So I don't blame David Moyes in starting him. That's not why he would have started him. He starts him because he's David Moyes. However, you know, it is what it is. Mikel Antonio finding his way onto the wing with the ball, trying to cross it in. You know, you can fill in the gaps of what's happened next. Leicester have the ball. Now I'm on here. Okay, fair enough. Well, welcome, sir. Welcome. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Sorry, man. I'm getting distracted. Free kick to Leicester City. Thomas Souček, is it a free kick? No, it's a throw enough. I don't know why I thought it was a free kick. I thought I heard the bell. Might have just been the teaspoon in this cup rattling, to be fair. I'm lost. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. You know? I don't know what to do. Deckers has given us an update on his Football Manager, which is something we always want in these chats. It's something we always need. They say managing in Indonesia on Football Manager is difficult. Lol, I've just won 7-0 with team favourites for relegation against top 14. Can't all be great, you know? The Alex Ferguson Football Manager, I've heard it said. I prefer Fabianski, and I think we'll get Johnston in the summer. I do think we'll get Johnston in the summer. That seems likely, Ray. I prefer Ariola, but I that's not to say, again, this isn't a game of extremes. I really like Fabianski as well. I just think I just think that Areola is better. But I agree with you there. Jared Bowen's gone down. He's holding his leg, giving his shin a bit of a rub like that. The old one of them. He's still down. It looked like he was ready to get up for a second, but he stayed down. Craig Dawson has subsequently passed it off the pitch. He looks in pain. I don't know if he's injured. We're seeing the word injured in chat, Steve. He's saying injured. Well, he went in on Dewsbury Hall, I think it was. He went in on Dewsbury Hall. It's a clattering. But yeah, not for me. Not a foul on either man. And I think he'll probably be okay. He doesn't seem to be in gargantuan amounts of pain. Not that matters. Not that matters. Two goalkeepers on the bench now on 23 players. I know, actually, it's just a vibe. You know what I mean? It's just a vibe. It's how we roll. It's how we go about our day. You know what I mean? How we go about our day. Sorry, Fabs is a 7. Johnson is a 7. Aria is a 9. I mean, I would agree. I think Johnson's worse than Fabianski, but I agree with the sort of the scale. If you like, Johnson is closer to Fabianski and Areola is better than both of them. I would agree with that. Even if I don't agree with the exact numbers, I would agree with that. My TV, as it were, has frozen, so we'll see what happens now. He's too old now. Need a plan for the future. I think that's what Johnson is. I think the plan for the future is spend less on goalkeeper. Therefore, can spend nothing elsewhere, I guess. But I agree with you. I think I like Fabianski, but he's definitely too old. I'll say that he is definitely too old. You need to be replacing him at this stage of his career. I like him. I really genuinely do, but it's not the one, is it? It's not the one, if we're being honest. I'm having big problems right now, people. I'm having big old problems. I'll update you when I can. 5-6 years out of Champions League keeper, 5 years of Areola means we challenge for top 4. That's I mean, again, that's kind of where my vibe is at, right? I think he is a better goalkeeper. I think he's better in all facets, and he has a lot of experience. And I think by letting him go for what is quite a, I just don't see why. I understand maybe the idea of I understand potentially the idea. I'm going to be way further behind than I was. I understand the idea of his wages being quite high. He's obviously played for a lot of big clubs, so it's not a shock that his wages are high. But he is just better, and he's the right age for a goalkeeper to be. You know, he's just coming into his prime as a goalkeeper, and he could be with us, like you say, for 5 years. A goalkeeper who's good enough to play Champions League. I think that's a banging option, but we're not going for it. We're going with Johnston instead, who, in my opinion, is. If I was to give them ratings, thank you. Yeah, incorrect, but I'll take it. If I was to give them ratings, a la Scott R, saying Faz is 7, Johnson 7, I would say Fabianski is a 7, Johnston is a 5, and Areola is an 8. Like, because I think Fabianski, if he was younger, would be perfect. Would love it, but it is what it is. It's a question I ask myself every day, Titch. Why did we let go a goalkeeper of his generation? Disgraceful, in my opinion. Disgraceful. West Ham doing okay in the terms of pressing department, doing a little bit more than we usually do. Usually we, of course, just sort of allow them to play all over us, and we don't really bother with any form of pressing whatsoever, but we're trying a little bit here. It helps that Leicester City are trying to play through Ricardo Pereira on the right-hand side, not consistently as of yet, but sort of a couple of times, because Fornals is just better at that sort of stuff. And we've got boys about. Declan Rice making a tackle. Issa Diop with a nice ball forward under a lot of pressure there to Jared Bowen. He ends up having to pass it backwards to Kufal, who just sort of lobs it forward. Souček tries to win the header, but it's not happening. You know, we move. Sainch is now down injured. Yeah, maybe a slightly more positive start, but it's not great. Not great from either team. You're not looking at either team here and being like, "Oh my god, they are flying right now." That's not really Not really happening. Not really happening in any way, shape, or form. Don't believe so, sir. I don't believe so. I'm really feeling it. That's probably not the reference you were making, but it's the one I'm going with. Shout out to I can't remember his name. But Smash Brothers. I'm really feeling it. I fight for my friends. 7 minutes. Yeah, it's been a very stop-starty so far. Very stop-starty. Come on. That's what I'm saying. Come on. Let's go. That's the vibe. It's the vibe. That's the vibe. It's been a very stop-start game. Lots of people just going down. Bowen, first of all. Soyuncu now. Just lots of boys on the floor doing hurt. Since your Premier League stats this season, most in the club, most aerial duels, most blocks, most clearances, most successful passes, most touches. I mean, that's one of those things where from the outside, we talk a lot about him not having a good season compared to his previous, and that's fair enough. I mean, clearly, not entirely accurate. I don't know. I'm just putting out. That's what Sky Sports are telling me in the little bottom corner down there. Do you know what I mean? In the little bottom corner down there, that's what they're telling me. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Such a bitty start to this game. Like, such a bitty start to this game. Just constant stop, start. It is Super Bowl Sunday after all. So, can you blame it? Dawson across 2D up. Dinks it across. Very poor pass into the dinked over into the whatchamacallit. Off it went off the pitch. Oh, nice pressing by Fornals, Declan Rice, and Lanzini together. Wins that ball back. Fornals spreads it across. Dawson 2D up. Who pings a really nice ball over the top for Jared Bowen, who could be through here. Jared Bowen for West Ham. Come on. 1-0. Big plays, Jared Bowen. Hang on, let me click. Look at the chat. Yes. You love to see it. What a finish. Craig Dawson lays off short to Issa Diop, who just pings it over the top. We've been looking to play these balls over the top, and that's the one time it's probably worked well. Assist by Issa Diop. I mean, I'll tell you what. He didn't mean it like that, but bloody hell, what a flipping ball that is from Issa Diop over the top. Again, didn't mean it by any stretch of imagination, but what a ball. And Jared Bowen collects it and slots it home beautiful. Clinical, as Stevie B says. Slots it home beautifully. Jared Bowen scores for West Ham. It's Leicester City 0, West Ham United 1, 10 minutes in. Only about 2 minutes of it have been open play. But I'll take it. I will take it all day, all night. Come on. I was going to comment about how Diop can do great long balls. You would have been right. Belcar. You would have been right. Also, solid Princess Leia Lego Star Wars on PS2. Well, I mean, it could be one of the other versions, to be fair. Just solid work. Before I bring it out. Diop's first part out, second pass. You love to see it. Diop, man of the match. Let's go. You love to see it. This suits us so well. So flipping well. Up against a team who aren't in great form, struggling at the moment. I think in their last 5, they've won 1 and lost 3 and drawn 1, maybe. Someone would have to correct me on that. I might be wrong. But for a team who've done that, for a team who are struggling at the moment, who've got injuries, to go 1-0 down against a team who like to counterattack to begin with, let alone any type of controlled possession. We like to counter from deep. It's a perfect start in a lot of ways, even if the game is before. Emma, good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you're all good. Excellent start, says Jeffrey, basically agreeing with me. Now we can sit back a bit further to deal with their pace and smash them on the counter. Yes. That exactly. He looks shattered all the time, Jonathan. We know this. We've lived this. We've seen it. He just looks tired all the time. All of the time. Probably the most informed. One of them. He's the most informed player for West Ham. Big ball over the top from Leicester, gets nowhere, straight out for a goal kick. He's the most informed player for us, and probably the most he's up there. He has to be up there. Ridiculous amount of goals and assists right now. Glenn's here. Come on, my mate. Come on, my man. Our main rival for top 4. Am I in the right place? Who's to say? Not me, sir. Not me. All I'll say is, yeah, probably. Uela's coming through with Vascos da Gama, Brazil. A lot. Uela, tranquilo, my friends. That's Spanish. I know. I apologize, but you know what I mean. We need to lessen that a little bit. We need to lessen that just a tad. I'll give you a second to start lessen it. But yeah, you love to see it. Yeah, accurate potentially. You know, something else you got to respect. It does. Thank you, Jeff. Excellent shout. I just could completely and I'm very out of it today. So I'm probably if there are more goals, I probably will do that again. So I appreciate that. I appreciate it. And now the timer says 10 minutes. Exactly. What's going on? What is going on? Do you know what? It's gonna look weird for a second. We'll just have to deal with that. We're just having a poor time today. We're just having a poor time. That's all right. We'll get there together. Where are we at? I'll tell you what, let's just go to 40 and then I'll press go when it gets to 14. We're just poor. Thankfully, West Ham aren't having a poor day, so we'll take that. If one of us was going to have a poor day, I'd rather it be me than West Ham. I would rather it be me than West Ham. 14 minutes, there we go. Now the timer is accurate again. God knows why that happened. We move. Just switched back, coming back from work and heard Diop assist. What happened to Zuma? He went off injured during the warm-up. Apparently he is unwell, was the quote on the club's Twitter account. Not feeling well. He's unwell. So Diop ends up getting a start and gets an unreal assist. An unreal assist. You love to see it. And do I know the Brazilian player Romario? Not personally, but I'm aware of him. I'm aware of the legend himself, Romario, yes. Big boy doing big bits. West Ham now very happy to let Leicester play their game. If we weren't before, which we probably very much would have been, we definitely are now. Leicester having a lot of the ball, passing it around with not much precision, just sort of trying to wait for spaces to appear. They're passing it around on the sort of halfway line, which is basically what we want. That's what we always want. That's a beautiful thing for us. And we're more than happy to let them do it. Wait for the mistake to happen and then try and collect the ball from there, which is what we've done. My one problem is Leicester can press, and there we did regain the ball and try to do a little something with it, and or at least try to keep possession for more than 2 seconds. Leicester do start pressing. We get forced back into the paths of Dawson and Diop. And although that long ball, good tackle, it's a Diop. Although that long ball has worked for Diop once today, I don't back it working again. I'm not that confident just yet in his ability to play long balls over the top. However, you look at it and you say, well, when they do that, we end up booting it long, and it's not super. It's not the most useful thing we've ever seen in the world. So we'll see how that plays out in the long term. But we can now calm down and just let them have the ball without any sort of stress. Fewest touches of the game so far. Harvey Barnes 1, Patson Daka 4. There you go. Good examples of them failing to get forward. Harvey Barnes 1, especially. Daka's tied with a couple of West Ham players, but it shows that they're not getting into those final third. They're not getting into that final third too useful. Do you think Leicester will contend for Champions League, Charlie? Not this season. In general, yes. I think they have a lot of what it takes. Tielemans obviously leaving is a blow for them. It'll be about how they replace them. They've been pretty good at replacing, so there's a bit of confidence there. But this season, no, they'll. 4 now. It's not quite going forward. This season, it's more for them just recovering into a decent position. If they can get top 8, then that'd be a big credit for them. Cresswell's now down injured. It's one of those days, apparently, when everyone is just on the floor all of the time, including in the build-up. Aaron Cresswell goes down injured. Ricardo Pereira picks up a yellow card for his troubles. Let's have a look at the replay because I didn't actually see it. He tries to... So maybe a slightly heavy touch from Cresswell, puts it into a slightly awkward position for him. He does stretch out and play the ball forward nicely, and Pereira just goes in too fast. Doesn't stop. The ball's already gone. Takes Cresswell's feet out. It's a yellow card. Not one you can really complain about too much. Yeah. You look at it and you say, this works for us. But we still need to perform well. We can't just do whatever we want. We still need to perform well. Who would win in the UFC Rules fighting tournament between the entire West Ham squad? I'd guess Kufal. Seems like a low-key nutcase, says Shane. Shane, for a start, banging question. Secondly, banging answer. And I want everyone in the chat to give their answers because I think that is a great shout. Antonio are the obvious options. Sufal, I think, is an underrated gem on that one. West Ham streaming forward here. Momentum gone with a good foot in from Ricardo Pereira and West Ham forced to go back. Souček's got... I think Souček could do some damage, you know. I think he could do some damage. We've seen as well he can take damage, you know, the bloody face. Dawson, just a big scrappy boy. But I think I would have to back Sufal. I think you've knocked that. I think you've pinged that one first time. Fabianski, Antonio, need big games, fair plays, 100% for now. Zuma, I mean, Zuma's a big guy as well, to be fair. He's a big guy as well. Moisey's ginger and Scottish. Win-win situation. You're not wrong. 100% Dawson, says Deckers, not surprisingly, but fair. Souček's all about the eye gouging. Do you know what I mean? There's a bit of danger in that one. Souček is like a giraffe, says Ray. I agree, but I think in this instance, you know, swinging his head at people, you know, like a giraffe fights, I think they could do some damage. Shouldn't have done that. I don't feel great, but at the same time, that's what's happened. That's what's happened, Kufal, for me. I reckon at the UFC, Dawson's reach, be a lot of net swinging. Yeah, exactly. But I'm backing Craig. Just look at Che Adams. Exactly. He follows through. He doesn't just he follows through, and that's where the true damage lies. And just as I saw this comment, where is it? No, sorry, not Stevie B's one here. Sufal crossing be very poor. He gets in a really poor cross. He's not been good for a while, I can't lie to you. Chem's got a head kicked off by Craig. That's the point. Ooh, David Martin tag team with his old man via Bowen and his father-in-law. You'd have to back the Bowen Dyer connection there. Danny's got the years on him. You know what I mean? He's run a pub for many years recently. I would back that. Listen, that's not to say anything bad about Alvin, and he's probably could still go, but he's not got the age on his side, unfortunately. Ricardo Pereira trying to plaster the ball forward here for Leicester City. Dewsbury Hall picks it up in the middle of the pitch, playing it out now to the left-hand side. Leicester looks for a moment there. They had an opportunity, and then they've been forced to pass backwards, much to the dismay of the Leicester City fans who start booing as Leicester are forced back. They're not enjoying their lives right now, Leicester. And you've got to say, as much as it's a bit squeaky for West Ham to give Leicester as much possession as we're giving them right now, and allowing them to sort of pass the ball around the pitch with relative ease and relative freedom, Mick Antonio doing nothing there. You know, it's working for us right now. It is working for us. We'll see how it develops, but it is working for us right now. Oh, Harvey Barnes just trying to grab the ball and wiggle his way through there. He went past one, but couldn't get any further forward. Just gets it out. Just keeping him out of the game is a useful thing to do there. But a nice 1-2 into a good individual space. Takes the ball. It's a good tackle by Declan Rice. The ball person who took the pass was a Leicester player. My brain said it was a West Ham player. It wasn't when I saw the replay. But it's into an interesting position, but just a foot out by Declan Rice stops that dead in its tracks. Bowen trying a little fancy flick with Lanzini not working out. Leicester come away with the ball after a robust moment with Thomas Souček, ball over the top, looking for Patson Daka. Fabianski comes out and collects it well. It's a Diop following him back all the way there, not allowing him any sort of space and time to do anything with it. And it ends up with the Fabianski coming and collecting it again. The sort of thing that Areola usually does, just being a little bit more out of the box. I mean, that one was about the most obvious come and collect that you've ever seen in your life. But I'm not going to complain too much when it happens. If it happens, it happens. Big ball over the top, that from Leicester, and Diop, to be fair, does well, just allowing Daka to come through. But Tielemans, what ball that is, mate? What ball that is from Yuri Tielemans? They're going to miss him massively on it. Never. Got to be warm at all times. He wants sweaty palms. Keeps him fresh, active. Keeps it so he knows what is going on. Very tired. I'm very tired. Harvey Barnes getting on the ball again here. Leicester in a much better position. Tielemans just trying to flick it through. Headed back from Kufal for a Leicester corner. It's a good opportunity for Leicester. They've been a little bit better over the last sort of couple of minutes, putting the ball just a little bit, getting a little bit further forward. One of the things to mention is probably, I saw someone mentioning Rice staying back potentially because of the Zuma thing. I'm not sure, but what I can say is that in midfield three, it seems to be Souček and Lanzini who's dropping very deep and sort of almost involved in a midfield three. They're the ones given the license to roam forward, and Declan Rice is very much sitting. I like the shape. But this is a good opportunity for Leicester. They cross it in from the corner, whipped in towards the back post of Soyuncu. Antonio headers it away. It's going to be a throw-in for Leicester. Not a great corner in the end. Would have had to be something very special to make it work from there. A lot of whip on it, a lot of swans. Ricardo Pereira to take it out on the right-hand side, just by the corner flag for Leicester. Short to Tielemans. 1-2. And instantly Leicester forced to play it back. Start playing it around about the halfway line with Soyuncu. Pings a big diag forward. Corner again to Leicester. They probably didn't need to get that one, but big diag across. Aaron Cresswell launches himself as high up as possible to get there from Ricardo Pereira, who's in and around the area, being a danger, being a nuisance, being a menace, but probably didn't have to in the end, you'd have to say. He's probably good enough to have just left that one, but it is a corner to Leicester regardless. You'd back us to defend a corner. Lots of big boys. This famous last words. GB Hall whips it in. Fabianski punches it. It was very close to the very close, whipped inwards. GB Hall does well to get forward. Wins a second corner in a row. We're looking real sharply dressed, man. Fair enough, Celtic. Are we? I'll back it. 3 Leicester corners all in a row because of a lack of communication. Yeah, but it happens. Hello, Mark. Hope you're well. Short corner plays it back to Tielemans, who whips it in, headed away from Jarrod Bowen. Hooked back into the box. Another way this time by Souček. Fornals lays it out wide towards Declan Rice. Michael Antonio's ahead of him. He's trying to make some good run here, but curtails it just at the end. Rice pings it. Just a drifted diag across to Pablo Fornals. Lays it short into the path of Jarrod Bowen. That's a really nice touch. Hits it. Block from, I think it was Ndidi there. Well, Fornals whips it in again. Deflects. This chance isn't over, or is it now? Fans not happy. Leicester fans not happy at all. Pablo Fornals into the box now. Drives it across the box. It's just easily cleared away. The Leicester fans booing heavily. Aaron Cresswell saying that he had the ball. Pereira stayed down there under the challenge from Thomas Souček. There was a collision as they rose to both try and head the ball. A suggestion maybe of an errant elbow from Thomas Souček. I haven't seen a replay, so I can't say, but that's certainly what the Leicester fans think. And Yuri Tielemans just passes it back to West Ham in defence from a drop ball. Not happening. Who do you think West Ham's best player is? It's either Rice. My three are Rice, Bowen, and Fornals. Bowen is the most informed player. I'll say that. Bowen's the most informed player. In form right now, it's Bowen, Rice, and then I don't know. In terms of ability level, Rice, Fornals, Bowen. But I know most people disagree with me on that. I know most people disagree with me on that. Vada Kadabra to that top 4 comment. Look, no, we got it, bruv. We got it. We got it. Come on. We can do this. We can do this. Cresswell and Pereira just battling there. Referee then calls a foul against Aaron Cresswell. Maybe harshly, but there we go. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. So 28 minutes into the match so far. 1-0, probably the right thing. Last 15 minutes possession. Leicester have had the bulk of it. You would say throughout the entire game, they've definitely had the most of the ball. But what they've created with it hasn't been good enough. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like we're creating chance after chance after chance. We've only really had one clear-cut opportunity. But that's all it takes. When you've got someone in form as Jarrod Bowen is, all it takes really is one clear-cut chance. A brilliant ball around the back from Mr. Diop somehow. And Bowen on the end of it, bang, into net. You love to see it. You'd say 1-0 probably... you could make an argument for slightly lucky, but really, yeah. Leicester getting yet another corner. Referee blows his whistle, so we're not going to take it yet. Dewsbury Hall's the one to take it. And they're going to make a sub here, Leicester. Justin is down. He's felt his hamstring. So Justin is going to go down. And chat saying Thomas is coming on. Arthur saying Thomas is coming on, which is fair. I respect it. They're in a bad way, Leicester, in terms of injuries. They've got a lot of injuries at the moment, a lot of them, and they have done for about the past season and a half. And so, yeah, not great for them. Where does Thomas play? Is he a left back? I feel like he's a left back, but am I just wrong? He's having a conversation here with Brendan Rodgers about Ricardo. If anyone knows where this is going, how this is going to formulate, let me know, because I've got no idea right now. My God, I think he is a right. I'm probably wrong about this. I'm just probably wrong. But James Justin is coming off. You don't like to see people get injured. To be fair, James Justin off, and is his first name Justin as well? Justin Thomas. Why have I got that in my head? I don't know. Luke Thomas. It's Luke Thomas. Let's have a look. What are we saying? Must be training at Chadwell Heath. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Frosty Crane coming through with a yo. Yeah, bro. Hope you're well. You good? It's good to see you. Hope you're good. Dawson about to score. You love to see it. The resulting corner from Leicester in the end doesn't work out. Cleared away just to the halfway line. Leicester regain possession of the ball with James Maddison playing it all the way back. It's a cash for Schmeichel, but still. Probably my favourite Premier officiating today. I don't even know who it is. I can't lie. I'll back it. Whatever you say, Jonathan, I'll back, but I've no idea. Rodgers to be sacked before the end of Feb. Nah. I'll say this. It wouldn't surprise me if he got sacked by the end of the season. End of Feb. Would they risk it? Do you reckon they'd risk it? At a time when he's being linked with Man United and everything else? I don't know. Maybe hold out on that one. I don't know. West Ham take the free kick quickly. Aaron Cresswell. Pablo Fornals. Back to Aaron Cresswell. There's a good opportunity in the area. Tries to hook it in. We'll take a corner. Our corners have been slightly better of late. Ever so slightly better. They're not to the level they were at previously, but better than they were. And Aaron Cresswell has been a key instigator in that. His free kicks have been a lot better. So hopefully hopefully we can do a little something from him. We'll see what happens. Shout out to Frosty Crane. Big place. Just hope you're well. I hope you're good. How on earth people think Fornals is one of our best players? I'll never know. Keep the ball a lot. Keeps the ball a lot better than Ben Rama, but is that deserving of such high status? I think he's technically one of the best players in our squad. I think he's technically better than Declan Rice by a significant distance. I just think Declan Rice is more influential and can do more defensively, obviously. I think he's a baller. I understand you don't know, James, but I think he's a baller. Corner in. Wasn't a good one. Was not a good one. We'll give him that. Fornals pings it out to the edge of the area, back to Aaron Cresswell, just by the corner flag. Try and cross it in, but just chickens out a little bit under pressure from Ricardo Pereira. Fornals goes down under a challenge. Just dinks it forward. And then goes down emphatically. Won't get as much crap for it as Yarmolenko did, but there we go. He did do exactly the same thing there, in my opinion. The fans want him out if he loses this. I don't disagree with you. I spoke to the Leicester fan yesterday, and he said he felt the criticism of him was unfair. I feel like if you're the Leicester City board and you have someone who has done so well for you, do you take that risk when it goes wrong once? Potentially, but also if there's the opportunity of him moving on, corner play, a free kick gets played in, cleared away by Leicester to the edge, Lanzini. We'll come back to that in a sec because I don't know what's going on. Bowen tries to put the ball in, not a great cross. Can West Ham recollect the ball on the clearance? Craig Dawson getting involved in attacking play. You love to see it. Doesn't quite work out though, and Leicester come away with the ball. If you're the Leicester City board with a guy who's done so well for you, when there are rumours that bigger clubs want him, I would keep him. I still think it's probably a bit harsh to get rid of him now. But I will say I wouldn't be surprised, Lauren. I would say that. But then again, I'm almost always wrong. So I'm more than okay saying I'm always wrong as well. Would you have kept Slap in charge? Yes. Next question. Yeah, I would have. Yes. Yes, I would have. We move, but again, I know I'm one of the few in that one. But yes, poor cross from Leicester, doing desperately to try and keep that ball. Aaron Cresswell with a poor header, but West Ham do. Oh, no, they don't keep possession of the ball. Fornals is perfectly good for West Ham, but not good for big teams. I think Fornals could fit in with practically any team. I think Fornals could be in any squad in the world. I think Fornals is genuinely that good. I genuinely do. Again, I know most people disagree with me on that, but I honestly do think that. This isn't even just me saying it to annoy people either, or to grind gears or to fish. I genuinely think Pablo Fornals could fit in any squad in the world. I think he's that good. I think he's brilliant. I think he gets shoved into a position that isn't his at West Ham because of David Moyes. I think the fact he does so well in that, I think is kind of crazy. I think if you put Fabio Fornals in his best position in a team that suits him, I think he could play for anyone. I think he could play for any team in the world. Not starting, of course. That's an insane statement to make. But in the Leicester are very angry here. Antonio has stayed down, and Schmeichel is furious. Antonio stayed down there under the challenge from a Leicester City player. And Leicester are not happy about the fact that Amati stopped play. Amati stopped and just held it. He's saying, "What was I meant to do?" The Leicester fans were screaming at him. Kasper Schmeichel then comes flying across. Yeah, see, I don't really know what they have to complain at there. Daniel Amati's literally kicked Antonio. Look, I'm not saying Antonio's hurt as emphatically as he did, but I think Amati, potentially with some sort of, I don't want to say admittance of guilt, but certainly knowing he did make connections, stops and allows it to happen. Kasper Schmeichel, I mean, look, to be fair, I can understand if you're Leicester, you're going to get frustrated, especially when Pablo Fornals has just dived, if we're being real about it. However, let's not act like every player in the world hasn't gone down today. I know this game has been very stop-start. It's not been ideal. However, my man definitely did kick him. Not on purpose, but there was definite connection there. And so the booing, it is what it is. It is what it is. Is Bowen the most informed player on the planet? I think that's maybe a stretch. I can't tell you for certain. I can't say no, and that's the key there, Jeffrey, is I can't say no. As a footballer, obviously Ronaldo. As a person, I would choose Fornals, and for West Ham, I would choose Fornals. Oh, we do need a striker, though. We do need a striker quite badly. Quite badly. I bet $2,000 on plus over 1.5 goals. I hope so, for your sake. A 2-0 isn't impossible. A 1-1 isn't impossible. I think it will. We'll see. I think it will. Leicester, some nice pass getting forward a little bit, but the end up shot was just wild and all over the shop. All over the shop. And to score next, you'd love to see it though, wouldn't you? You'd love to see it. Oh, look, don't get me wrong. There's certainly an argument to be made there. But if you asked me at the time, I would have said Bilic 100%. If you'd asked me at the time, which one of look at that, 36% possession for West Ham, by the way, 8 touches in the opponent's box. Leicester have had 63%, only 2 touches in the box. We've had 2 shots, they've had 1. Shows the sort of efficacy of their play right now. That's kind of what we want. That's dream David Moyes stuff there. Now, in hindsight, yes, of course, it allowed the dream to happen. However, if you'd asked me at the time, I would have kept Slav 100%. But I didn't know of Hugo's existence at that point. I didn't know Big George's existence at that point. You know what I mean? Is Danny Dyer having a year? All I'm saying is if there's a writing option, there's a genuine shout she might be within there. Leicester getting forward in a good position here. Down the left-hand side. Harvey Barnes just annoyed with anything by Thomas Souček's presence there. Just can't get the ball, can't dribble forward like he wants. Decides to switch the play out to Ricardo Pereira. A nice 1-2. The cross in blocked out by with Diop with a sort of kung fu kick. Gets a second block in well, does this to Diop. And then Antonio with a nice touch takes it instantly around Amati. Tries to get forward. There's a lot. It's him and Jarrod Bowen versus 5 Leicester players. And he's been forced back here. Just a little lack of communication, one more incisive pass there, and that could have been a really good opportunity. But West Ham do at least maintain possession inside Leicester's half till a very poor pass from Soufal. I wouldn't even start Soufal this week. I can't lie to you. I just wouldn't. I don't think he's been good enough to deserve a start. I'd start Fredericks. I'd start Johnson. He's not been good. Anyway, Harvey Barnes now at the other end, cuts inside onto his stronger foot, takes a wild shot from range, goes high and wide for Leicester. 40 minutes in, it remains 1-0. An opportunity there to counter-attack from West Ham, which just a little bit of ingenuity, a little bit of movement. Even then, when Bowen was flowing forward to meet Mikel Antonio, there wasn't enough pace, there wasn't enough dynamism in the two of them to really create much bother against 5 Leicester City defensive players. It just wasn't going to quite happen, was it? But positive sign at least that we can do that. Again, we seem quite happy to just let Leicester have the ball, and that's only their second shot of the game. So you can see why. It'd be very David Moyes for us to win 6-8 games by 1 goal each, most of them scored by 1 player, and us end up in Europa League. Listen, I'd take it. I would take it. I can't lie to you. Do I want it? No, I'd prefer attacking fun football. But I would take it. If we had 21 Lingard on the left and 22 Bowen on the right, they'd actually just have to upgrade us to Champions League to make it for any other Europa League teams. You're not wrong, Ibase. I mean, we'll see Lingard again next season. Will he be the same person? I don't know. We'll have to find that out. But we'll almost certainly see him again next season. To be fair, him and Amati seem to be okay. They didn't seem to have much beef. Amati did seem to have some form of contrition. He did seem to be quite apologetic. So it's not the end of the world. But yeah. Ricardo tries to cross it in, headed away from Dawson. Souček is bang average. I strongly disagree. Good tackle there by Souček. Gets out for a corner to Leicester. I disagree, man. I think he's really good. I think he's not a great passer. I think he's a decent enough defensive midfielder. I think he's brilliant going forward. I think passing he's poor. But outside of that, I think on balance, you look at him, you're like, that's a fine player. More than good enough to play in the Europa League. More than good enough. Johnson says, "Go, yeah, I agree with you there as well." So I agree with you there as well. I think I would take either of them either. I would take either of them either than ahead of Kufal right now, including Fredericks. Because I think Fredericks has been good when he's played, to be fair. I don't think he's been that bad. Corner comes in. Handball from Aaron Cresswell under zero pressure. And it's a penalty to Leicester. I can see you lot shouting penalty now. I'm going to stop looking at the chat just to not spoil the outcome of the pen for myself. Penalty. I mean, that's about as blatant a handball as you're ever going to see. Aaron Cresswell, he jumps up, ball's coming in, it's going about here. He goes like this with his head, he's not going to get it. Pathetic, if we're being honest about it. Why would you do that, bro? And yet, here we are. It's a penalty to Leicester. A chance to get back into this game. Yuri Tillmans to take it. Scored his last 4 penalties, all on the left-hand side. 2 in the top left, 1 in the bottom left, and 1 just slightly more on the top, but still on the left-hand side. Will he hit it the same way? We'll see. Incredibly frustrating there from Aaron Cresswell. If Leicester score this, you'd have to say they probably don't deserve to have scored. But it's the sort of chances you give away with a handball like that. Absolutely stupid. Tillmans takes it, slots it into the bottom left, just as we knew he would. Down that side, Yuri Tillmans. Leicester City 1, West Ham United 1. Piss. Piss, bro. Absolute piss. Leicester, goal music. Hang on, Leicester. A banging tune, but come on now. Come on now. Great penalty. Yuri Tillmans, very good player, unsurprisingly. Excellent penalty. Slots it into that bottom left-hand corner. Fabianski dives the right place as well, but hits so well that there was no chance of getting it. Brilliant pen. You got to respect it. It is 1-1. Goal music, though, is worth -3 goals, in my opinion. So it is actually Leicester City -2, West Ham United 1 at this point. Unfortunately, them's are the rules. Them's the rules. Them's the rules. But yeah. What can you do? What can you do? It just didn't quite vibe the right way, did it? Just didn't quite vibe the right way. Mark Smith, chill. I can't see why you're angry. Just chill. Leicester now trying to go down again, just outside the area. Kufal takes the ball and just plays it forward. Leicester, though, have possession of the ball. And all of a sudden, Leicester have, it feels like all of the momentum in the world. They've got 3 minutes of stoppage time to do something here, to maybe take the lead. They really are in full flow right now. It's vibing. Looking forward to Pablo Fornals, who tries to ping it at Mikel Antonio. Controls it down well enough, to be fair. Mikel Antonio coming through. He's gone into an alley, but he's played the ball across. He's looking for Fornals. I don't know if it was offside. I don't know if it was a foul. All I can say is it wasn't a goal. Pablo Fornals with a beautiful pass into the stomach of Antonio. To be fair, he probably hits it a little bit too hard, but first time, that's the sort of thing Fornals gives you. He gets forward with more passion than literally anyone else in the world. He got forward faster than I do when there's a free buffet. Do you know what I mean? That kind of passion played across. I think it's a foul on the Leicester number 8. I'm not sure who that is. I'm not sure who it is. I can't remember. I think it's probably a little bit flimsy, but he was up in the air. He gets pushed. He goes down. It is what it is. It is what it is. Fornals would have had to do something truly special from there to score. Sucks, but we move. Good counter attack to some extent. Good counter attack to some extent. Positive signs. Positive signs. Because again, Leicester do feel like they've got a lot of confidence right now. You'd imagine going in at half time. To be fair, you imagine at half time there's some level of sort of equal vibes. David Moyes will be happy in a lot of instances, but I think Brendan Rodgers now is 1-1 will be happy at least with the vibe of the team. They seem to be playing with a lot more confidence. All of a sudden, the crowd are more behind them. Having said that, it's not like West Ham aren't doing things. Declan Rice on the ball right now, charging forward. Lucas try lay it across, plays it out instead to Pablo Fornals, pulls it back to a nice ball. Cresswell hits it outside the area, deflects out for a goal kick. Good streaming forward there. Yeah. I've had a bit of a mare today, Alan. I can't lie to you, bro. I've had a bit of a mare. I can't lie. Good ball back from Pablo Fornals looking for Aaron Cresswell. Lanzini just stretches out, tries to control and fails. What do you think of Big Macs, chicken Big Macs coming off the menu after 2 weeks? It doesn't surprise me. I say they bang. I don't like Big Mac sauce. Half time, whistle gone. I don't like Big Mac sauce, so they're not for me in that instance. But you take out the Big Macs, you take out pickles, which is an important thing to do in terms of McDonald's burgers. You take it out, and you're having a grand old time. Geo, pickles in a McDonald's burger, yes or no?
No.
There we go. Then in my opinion, it makes sense. Halftime score: Leicester City 1, West Ham 1. What are you saying?
I think we've been comfortable. Stupid by Creswell. I'm not buying what Creswell's saying. He's saying he's unsighted and stuff. I'm not having that. I think his arm moves. I think he probably is unsighted and reacts quickly. He's just, for whatever reason, he's reacted with his arm. It's a stonewall pen for me. I've got no sympathy with that.
Agreed.
The worst thing is, I think it's the most comfortable we've looked in a while, actually. I think part of that's down to Leicester. Or I think most of it's down to Leicester, actually. But I didn't really feel too threatened, to be honest with you. The one time they did something that made me go, uh-oh, is when they played that high ball over the top for Daka, which was then a foot race between him and Diop, and Fabianski gathered it. But apart from that, I've been feeling all right. 1-0 up, coming in up to half-time, I was thinking, we'll take this. We're looking okay. We're not playing at our best ourselves, but we were looking comfortable. So to give away a goal like that, and we've just gifted them the goal, it's just stupid, and it's frustrating, Charlie. But 1-1 at half time, he said to me before the game I would take it. I'd say yeah, I probably would take it, but not to give away a goal like that just before half time.
I think you're looking at the same comment I am. What's in your thanks for the clicks, bro. He's not, but also thanks for the clicks. Also, like the video while you're here. We appreciate it. Would Moyes be happy at halftime?
I think he'll be happy with 10 of his players.
It's okay, yeah, fair.
I think he'll be okay with it. I think he'll be able to be level at the break, and in open play, bar what Creswell's done, we haven't really gave them too much opportunities. We've frustrated them a little bit. I think we've had Smithers have been dangerous on the counter attack. We've not really clicked yet. I think there was 1 or 2 breaks we've had where poor decision making or being a little bit too slow to release the ball, or the final pass hasn't been quite right. But the space is there. Leicester are leaving us a lot of space when we win the ball back in our own third. We are quick to get into sort of the middle third, just at the end there. Fornals gave it to Antonio, and Antonio a year ago would have skinned Amarte. He would have left him for dead, but he just a little bit hesitant, a little bit slow with the ball. But there's definitely enough to be. I'm encouraged by what I've seen from Leicester more than West Ham, in order for West Ham to go on and win the game.
I think that's totally fair. All right, I'll be back in a minute, but I think you raise a good point.
Thank you. Right, let's see what you're all saying then. Let's have a little look at what you're saying. Lauren saying that our passing has been sloppy. Alan Woody says that strange game. We seem to have more gears in the chat when the scores were level. We've got Cabo says if you think Souček is banned this game, you have no idea what defensive midfielders are supposed to do. If you're unhappy, send him back to Slavia. Chris says Antonio too busy answering questions with questions. I get that. I get that. I get what you're trying to say. So says that Souček's been marginally good than the earlier games. A real battle hardened. It is a good game in there, actually. I think the middle of the park is a good battle between West Ham and Leicester. Tielemans is pulling the strings a bit for them. Need to stop that. But apart from that, I think it's a good game. Chris says, once again, a poor performance from West Ham. Leicester are bad, but so are we. Let's give them a penalty. Let's get Leicester City back in the game. Let's give them encouragement. Creswell being Creswell. Lewis says, we're usually better in the second half. He's feeling confident. What a finish by Bowen. It was a fantastic goal, wasn't it? James says, Souček's not a defensive midfielder. He's a box-to-box, and in their half, he's been shocking. I think he's going to get booked. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Souček will pick up a yellow card in the second half because that one he went in on Soyuncu early doors with the head injury. I'm not saying it was a booking, but he did that and then he had to stop play again. I think it was Pereira that was down this time again from another Souček aerial battle. So I think Souček goes in again once more, clashes with the Leicester player, and they fall to the floor. I think Oliver will probably book him. I'm not saying he deserves it. It's a prediction. Ionic says Leicester don't look like they could buy a goal. They need to give us one. We need us to give them one. We should have this eased. I agree with that. I don't think they've been great. I don't think they have been. Sean says he's sticking by his Bowen brace prediction. Well, halfway there. You're halfway there. Suzumas says that if they are no real danger, then we have to score. Don't leave any room for upset. Joan says Diop's doing okay. Long may it continue faster today. Yeah, I think Diop's having a good game. I think he's done well. Really good assist for Jared Bowen. That was Declan Rice that played that. We'd all be sitting here puttering about how it was an unbelievable pass from Declan. I think there is a little bit of hitting hope to some extent from Mr. Diop, but it was a fantastic assist. I've always sort of liked him, and I've always tried to say that I think I see Diop as a ball-playing centre-back. He doesn't do that every game, unfortunately, but he's got in his locker. It's good to see him in that run. Covered Dawson. Dawson just can't. He's not going to keep up with Daka. Diop noticed that. So as soon as Tielemans released that high ball, Diop was off running after Daka because he knew Dawson was going to be buggered. He's having a good game. Good tackle as well. When Daka went for the ball, he didn't tackle him, did he? He got there first, though, then got fouled. He's playing well. He is playing well. Mike says Souček's been good defensively, but upfield passing a bit off. Agree. Stevie says we're carrying 4 passengers. Souček, Fornals, Antonio, and Creswell. Jason says we'll be okay. Moisey will get them in and motivate them. We've got more in the tank. Durbin says Bowen is carrying us. I don't know each one. I really don't know. I think it's just ridiculous. I think Creswell's claiming he was unsighted, and I think he's trying to say, what can I do? I think he probably was a little bit. I think he's just expecting Amarte to head the ball. And I think when he's come past him, he's just panicked. He's stuck his arm out. He's mistimed his header altogether because when that ball comes in, Amarte don't touch it. So the direction of the ball doesn't change. Yet when Creswell's up in the air to head it, he's about half a yard away. The ball's here and his head's here. How has he mistimed? How has he got his jump so wrong that he's completely misjudged the direction and the timing of it? It was a stonewall penalty for me. I've got absolutely no complaints. Really good pen by Tielemans as well. It obviously brings up where Tielemans goes for his penalties. 4 goals scored, all that direction. So you're thinking, well, I hope someone's done their homework and told Fabianski what direction to go. He goes the right way, Fabianski. I don't think he can do too much more. It's just a fantastic penalty. I don't have much complaints about the Leicester goal. Well, I do. Creswell shouldn't have done it. But in regards to the correct decision and then Fabianski not saving it, I don't really have much to complain, really. DB says Souček's been poor. Get him off Benrahma on. Drop Lanzini next to Declan Rice, Fornals, and Lanzini's position. Wouldn't be against it. Harry reckons Diop's been quite good. Adam says Leicester was so poor for half an hour. Kept giving it away. We only have 10 players that are able to kick a ball. Who are you talking about? Just out of interest, Adam, which player are you referring to that can't kick a ball? Oh, here we go. Souček is playing for them. There we go. Answer sorted. You're saying that Souček is playing for them. Gary says it's 2 poor teams. I agree with that. I do agree with that. I think it has been too poor. I don't think we'll get a red. Like I said, second half, I think Souček might get a yellow card if he keeps going in with his elbows. Lanzini is always good for a yellow card. Daka can get the run on Dawson at one point. He might get a yellow card kind of thing. But it's a good game. It's starting to open up a little bit. I think it's quite potential end-to-end stuff coming up in the second half, actually. Subs will be crucial. I think Leicester have got the better bench than us, though. Stephen says our set pieces have been poor for as long as you can remember. Hopefully, I've been a bit disappointed by them. I'm not gonna lie. That corner stats come up. You can see Antonio taking up a different position. Usually he's in the Kevin Nolan position on the keeper's toes. He's not there. He's moved back. You're thinking, all right, we've got a plan here. And then Creswell overhit it. And it was a bit like, a lot of foreplay for nothing. Do you know what I mean? Nobody needs that. Scott says, need more than the front four other than Bowen, of course. Yes, I agree. I do agree. Is not showering for 3 days, but using 72 hour. I'm going to say no. I'm just going to say no. It's not really acceptable.
I respect it, but I wouldn't call it acceptable.
I wouldn't call it acceptable. Maybe it's. I don't know. Don't know what to say. I don't think the 72 hours refers to the previous 72 hours. I think it's about the next 72 hours. So you shower, then you apply it, and then it works for the next 72 hours. Not you can go 72 hours without showering, just use this and you'll be all right. I don't think it quite works like that. Tim says it's raining cats and dogs. Zuma said that. Sometimes I should read the comments for a click on them. Good, I liked it though. Chris says Leicester's poor. What does that say about West Ham? What an inflated position we're in. Jason says, I hope this is the end of the Zuma Roadshow. We all know how terrible the act was, but now it's time to move on. Bit worried about his mental health at this stage. Can't imagine how he feels. Ruth says, a Diop doing better than Puma. So Puma's at centre back. At least he doesn't kick his cats. I mean, I don't think that's the barometer for how well do you play in a game. Have you kicked a cat? No. Right, okay. We're doing well here. We're doing well. Progress.
It is, yeah. You know, moving off Zuma. Can I be honest? I think Souček's been good. But we'll move. I think I heard what you said about elbows though. My man has been very elbowy today, hasn't he? He keeps doing it, and I'm like,
he's cracked Souček's head open, and Pereira's had a bit of a bump on the edge as well. He doesn't want more. He's getting booked.
He's very close to it happening. Okay, how confident are you that West Ham can get a win here? Because I'll put it in this sense. I'm relatively confident because, like you say, more so because I don't think Leicester have been that good. They don't look that penetrative. I think if either team were going to score outside of Aaron Cresswell's arm going for a nice wander about, then I think it probably would have been us. But at the same time, I'm like, we're not incisive, are we?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm 7 that we're going to go on and win this game. I feel confident. Okay. I think part of it, in a weird way, always helps when you do a score prediction before the game. If come half-time, your score prediction's still on, and to some extent, you've got to retain that little bit of confidence, haven't you? So when I said 2-1, 1-1, 2-1 still feasible. I have to some extent, I've got to sit here and say, well, this is what I expected. I expected them to score. I expected we would score one more. So I'm reasonably okay with it. I think substitution is going to be key because we're going to make one. Ben Rama's going to come on in the 65th minute for either Lanzini or Fornals, and that will probably be it. Rodgers will ring out 3 changes. He'll probably bring on Iheanacho for Daka, and he will possibly bring on Mendy for Dewsbury Hall or something. But we can go on and win this. Like I said, I felt that we were looking very comfortable, and we gifted them the goal. And in the first half, I've seen enough snippets of teasers from Leicester to say you can counter-attack us. We've just not been very good at it. I expect we can just get a little bit better, a little bit more clinical on counter-attack. I think that's how we're going to score, by the way. I was confident before the game will be a set piece. I'm predicting when we go score the winner, Charlie, through a counter-attack in the second half. But anyway, I'm going to disappear and I shall leave you be.
Thank you very much, sir. Remember, if you want to hear more from Geo, he'll be back at full time with Gonzo, and I'll be spamming that link in the chat so you don't have to go anywhere. 0 effort has to be put in on your behalf. None whatsoever. That's the goal here, to make it to be as easy as possible. That's my vibe. And I agree with everything Geo just said, to be honest. I don't think it's going to come from... I think it's going to come from a counter-attack. Will it come from anything else? Probably not. Our set piece have been poor. Our sort of possession play hasn't been great. We get the crosses in. They've not really been any good. And so you sort of boil it down there to just a counter attack. And I think that's probably what's going to happen. I think that's probably the case. How would you rate our performances so far? I know Leicester have been poor, but I don't think we've been much better. Yeah, I think if you're saying Leicester have been a 4 out of 10, something like that, then I would say we've been a 6. Like, we've not been particularly great. We've been good. We've been good enough, but we've not been maybe in a 5.5. We've been good enough. We've just not been anything more than that. Anything more than that. It is what it is. The streams are excellent. Thank you for that. Thank you, Will. That's very kind out of nowhere. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Speaking of excellent, you lot have already got to 230 likes. Come on. We're going to hit at 300 today. I've got that vibe. I'm feeling it, people. Play 4-4-2, burn up top of Antonio, just change formation a bit. I'd back it. He's practically playing as a striker anyway. Might as well. Play a 4. Screw it. Go diamond. Why not? Let's go wild. Put a 2 up front. And get a diamond formation going. 4 now is the peak. I think there's something there. We have no plan. Free kicks, corners, throws, terrible. Yeah. Yeah. Moyes 1 up front fails again. Antonio useless and isolated. Lanzini needs to be much closer to Antonio. Don't disagree. Big boy Dawson head from corner. I wish, Ben. I would be very, very happy if that were the case. I would be incredible. I want to see it happen. I want him to do it. I feel like he needs it. Still. The players are coming back out onto the pitch now. I will, of course, be slightly behind you all. And by slightly behind, probably like 2 minutes, because that's the way it goes. I am using a link. Well, I'm watching on TV, but if I weren't watching it on TV for whatever reason and I was using a link, I might have found it on the Hammers Chat Discord. If you scroll down into the comments section below, you can find a bit called Join Our Discord. You click on that, it's completely free to join a lovely West Ham Hammers Chat community, but all fans of all clubs are welcome. And more importantly, there's a bit on the left-hand side called Stream Links, of which you can click and go and have a gander at something. Maybe. I don't know. You tell me. Doesn't seem to be any changes at half time. We're going to get back underway here at the King Power, a rainy King Power, and it is Leicester City to get us underway. It's Leicester City 1, West Ham United 1. Big plays in the second half needed from either side to get a dub here. I don't have a baby bell today. I have the return of the orange. Bit of competition for places in the luck front, I think, was needed. Also, we don't have baby bells, so I've gone with the orange because it's the only thing we have in. But competition for places has harm spinning that. We have made a signing in the January transfer window. Daka gets us underway. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. Let's go. Big plays. Big plays. Another performance like that from Leicester. I'll be very happy. I'll be very, very happy. Another performance like that from West Ham. Less so. But we'll see what happens. Reese out here. Decker's deciding to just try, just to annoy anyone, just anyone outside of Watford. You love it. Anyone north of Watford, I should say. Respect it. Respect it. I'll eat 2 baby bells to compensate. Thank you, March. I appreciate it. That's the kind of team ethic that we love to see here. You know what I mean? Out to Harvey Barnes, early doors from Leicester here. Tries to put it back across the box. It deflects off Souček and not cleared away successfully, but James Maddison under pressure from Aaron Cresswell. Just a big old punt. Very high. Lovely stuff on this Super Bowl Saturday to see him go. It's good. It's very good. My man punts that one. Yeah, warning. Definitely a warning sign. Usually he would do better than that, but, you know. Harry says you are not very entertaining. Fair enough, Harry, mate. I appreciate the constructive feedback. I appreciate it, bro. I would say there's other watch-alongs. Go and have a gander. Find one you find entertaining, mate. Don't waste your time here, because it ain't changing. go find one. There's plenty about. Plenty of boys out there doing their thing. Go and have a gander. I respect you, and thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you giving us a shot, regardless. We need an early goal to calm our nerves. An early goal again would do us the world of good. Opening 10-minute goal again, beautiful stuff would be. Beautiful stuff it would be. I've turned it into Yoda. I would be very for that. I'd be very for that indeed. Of course I would. It would mean us in the lead. But you know what I mean? I think it would do us the world of good. The world of good. Ball over the top, nodded down by big Craig Dawson. Just no uncompromising maneuvers from Craig. Declan Rice just about keeping that ball in. West Ham now in the unenviable position of Leicester were, which is ball in control of ball on about the halfway line with the entirety of the opposition to get through to do something. Daka trying to get in there. Diop with a good tackle. Diop having a good game. Lots of obviously fear about him in the build-up for obvious reasons, but he's done very well today, and that was a good tackle. West Ham maintained possession of the ball after it as well. Aaron Cresswell streaming forward. This is usually Aaron Cresswell crossing territory. He does hit it. Not a great cross, but West Ham do keep possession of the ball just outside the area, playing it round, trying to find any sort of cross in. Fornals tries it. Doesn't quite happen. Doesn't quite happen from Pablo Fornals, and it's a throw in to West Ham in a good area of the pitch, high up in Leicester's half. Sort of about 10-ish yards away from the corner flag on the left-hand side. Aaron Cresswell's the one who's going to take it. Giving it a little rub with the shirt. You love to see it. Scenes you love to see. Short to Antonio. Poor pass back, but it's thankfully controlled back by Aaron Cresswell and laid off short. As West Ham go all the way back to the centre circle after about 3 touches from a throw-in almost at the corner flag. You love to see it. You really do. Souček getting involved there with Soufal well. Moving forward through the gears, Soufal trying to find some crossing space. Can't quite do it. Leicester doing well to shut him down there. And a foul against Soufal from Dewsbury Hall wins a free kick. It's definitely a foul. It's one of those ones where it's like it was just crap, but it was definitely a foul. Like there was no malice in it. It's just one of those ones where he comes in, shoulder charge in the back in his back. It's done. He's down. You know, it's not quite 50-50 if you hit him in the back. Here's what it is. Do you like Liverpool? Yeah, I do. They're pretty good. They're pretty flipping good. I love Jurgen Klopp against most people's better judgment. I do love Jurgen Klopp, and I love a lot of their players. So yeah, I do like them. And I don't. And again, a lot of people have problems with fans and all that stuff. I just don't listen to it. I don't care. I quite like them. I can't lie. A predictably bad free kick from West Ham, but we do somehow still have possession of the ball. Slotted into Mikel Antonio objectively on the left-hand side because, of course, his Bowen hits it, blocked. It's a good opportunity for Jared Bowen. All of a sudden pops up on the penalty spot. Hits it first time. Blocked. And it goes away. But, my God, there was a moment there. Where it looked like it could have been 2-1. Frustratingly coming from Mikel Antonio being on the left-hand side because that's just where he lives. But, you know, once again, Mikel Antonio making a run down the left-hand side. Why can't he make these runs down the middle? It's a question I would ask. He's always making runs in behind, but specifically down the left-hand side and nowhere else. Like, just make a run in behind down the middle, mate. You know what I mean? I'll take a right-hand side every so often, but he just loves that left-hand side. He lives for it. Again, I understand it's because we have Pablo Fornals there, and so we don't have someone like Jared Bowen in that space. We don't have an attacking winger like that, so we want our striker drifts out into that space because it's naturally vacated by the wide midfielder. So, you know, we can get a bit of space and find a little bit of an overlap and an overload down that area. But at the same time, just do it in the middle, mate. You know what I mean? Have someone cross it to you. I don't know. Maybe this is a revolutionary concept. Daka chasing Diop down, who does well, just keeps it calm. Pass to Fabianski, takes a touch. He's got the time to just play that one forward. Jared Bowen wins the header, fair play. Second ball, easily. I was going to say won by Ndidi. It's practically passed to Ndidi, but still. I think Mo Salah's brilliant. I was a big fan of him in Italy when he was playing for Roma. Huge fan of his. And when he came, I was like, he is brilliant. Everyone's thinking about this guy who used to play for Chelsea. Nah, fam, he is excellent. And I'm happy with that. I think he's one of the best players in the world. Lavi Barnes doing well. Up against Soufal, takes him on, beats him brilliantly. The play into Thomas, though, calmly dealt with by Dawson and Soufal there. West Ham sort of playing it around a bit too casually there. It was slightly scary stuff, but we end up winning a free kick from it. Harvey Barnes taking on Soufal and making him look like Soufal does not exist. The ball over the top. He shows the pace, beats Soufal, shakes him off strongly with a nice bit of shoulder, something that you wouldn't see with Soufal usually. A little step over, puts it in. His pass inwards wasn't great. Thomas does get onto the end of it, but he ends up fouling Dawson apparently. I don't think it was about, but there we go. We move. It is what it is. Nice show coming from. Thank you very much, DC. Thank you, DMC. Is it anything to do with Devil May Cry? I suspect not, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. Itchy mustache. What I'm saying is I need to shave. Indeedy. Out to Tielemans. He's the number 8. Of course he is. Dewsbury Hall. Dispossessed by Jarrod Bowen with a plum there. Leicester fans not happy at all. But it is what it is. You'll have to wait until Gonzo's on the stream roof to ask him. He'll be here, of course, with the full-time review, although I suspect he won't answer it then because they don't tend to take comments. But or ask him on the forum channel. I'm sure he'll do a video on it. I'm sure he will. But yeah. Dewsbury Hall. Leicester gaining confidence now. Soufal just takes down Harvey Barnes quite seriously. I'm going to say it. I think we should take Soufal off, man. Soufal, is he having a good game? No. Is he a liability? Not massively, but that foul was just... there was no explanation for that foul whatsoever. I don't know. I would take him off. I would take him off personally. I just think it's just think he's not the one today. Just think he's not the one today. Madison Dewsbury Hall standing over it. You'd suspect Dewsbury Hall would take it, given the foot, but it might be Madison. He's more the free kick taker out of two. Dewsbury Hall is the one who whips it into a good area. Or it's down to Barnes, hits it, blocked. Try to pass it out calmly, but Jarrod Bowen just can't get on the end of it. Leicester regain possession, start recycling it through the lines very quickly. They've been forced back nicely there. They've been forced back nicely at the end of it, but again, we don't look comfortable. We don't look comfortable at all, you know. I assume I've just seen second warning for us. I assume that was the thing I've just seen, unless they're about to do something mad. Could be now, to be fair. Barnes on the ball, gets into the area, step over, goes past Soufal easily. There is the warning. That's what it was. Harvey Barnes, step over, completely. I'm going to say it now. We should probably take off Soufal now. He's been absolutely roasted by Harvey Barnes twice in a row there. That's not to say anyone else would do better, but he's not particularly doing very well, and he's not doing anything going forward. Step over, takes it past Soufal like he's not even there. Brilliant stuff from Harvey Barnes, to be fair. Onto his weak foot, just plays it across through the legs of Dawson. Daka at the far post. Daka at the far post could have. It was a stretch. It would have been something to make it happen, but it is what it is. It is what it is. There is the warning sign. I mean, I'll be real with you. Soufal's he's not filling me with confidence right now. Either going forward or defensively. Would Fredericks or Johnson be better defensively than him? You have to argue probably not, but at the same time, would they be better going forward? Probably. And at that stage, a bit more confidence as well about them. So at that stage, I would take it off. Good tackle by the Pamela Lanzini there. An awful, awful pass from Soufal. Gives it straight to the path of Leicester. Madison on the edge of the area. Plays it to Ndidi. Leicester playing it around now, looking for an attack down the right-hand side from Ricardo and Tielemans linking up. What a terrible pass from Soufal, by the way, to give them possession. Literally gave it to him. Pings it across, looking for Harvey Barnes, controls it down on the left-hand side. Plays it back into the box. It's a great opportunity, and it's in. It's right back Ricardo Pereira with a diving header of all things. It's Leicester City 2, West Ham United 1. It's been coming. It has been coming. We've been nowhere near good enough in the second half. Kufau passing the ball to them, utterly awful, just woeful, pointless. But look, let's be real. That was a while ago. And so now you see it with the ball played. They had to do a lot of things there to make it happen. Barnes plays it in, and he's just attacked. He's attacked it around the back of, I think it's Cresswell. Gets his head onto it. Is it Cresswell? Yeah, you can't get anywhere near it. It's a good look. When you're talking about attacking a header, your right back's probably one of the people you're not going to try and track, because obviously there's other people in and around the box. But he comes in out of nowhere. Cresswell's nowhere to be seen next to him, and he's nodded it right into the top corner. Leicester do a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not solely blaming Soufal there. His pass there straight into Leicester to give them possession was ridiculous. But I'm not just going to sit here and blame him. There was about 30 seconds, it felt like, if not a minute, between him giving the ball away and Leicester putting it in the net, where again we should have and could have done better. We invite this pressure onto us quite a lot. We allow them to have possession of the ball. We're quite happy for them to have possession of the ball. We sit, we compact ourselves, we just try and stay strong. And there was just not. We weren't really very compact. The fact that Aaron Cresswell was sprinting across to try and cover the run of a right back into the box for a header shows that we weren't very compact. I'd have to have a look at the replay again to really see it from a different angle. Leicester streaming forward again here. It's Harvey Barnes, who's been incredibly influential in the second half, gets City up, cuts that one out well, just plays it just calmly. I tell you what, City up's having a good game. Poor. We don't have any other left backs. It's not like. Thank you for that, madman. The worst thing is I loaded it up. I didn't press the button save. So that's the thing. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, madman. Thank you. Get the bells out there. Is this what we want? Is this what we need? It's not like we haven't said for a long time the idea of left backs, because we've wanted it, we've needed it, and yet we haven't done anything about it. And Masuaku, who was injured, wasn't he injured before the end of January as well? I don't know. If you're a footballer, what number would you fancy? 50 is the number I always pick in games. I don't know why, but it's always 50. I don't know why. Cresswell picks up a yellow card. Look, at this point, we need subs, and we need them now. We want Bell. One more call, and we're putting it in the chat. We're putting it to the vote. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Look, Leicester all of a sudden are vibing with confidence. They want, they think they can go and get another one here, and they're not going to stop coming at us because they're Leicester City. So realistically, they're flowing right now, and we need to stop that tide. It needs to be, we need subs. Soufal and Cresswell aren't defending very well, so I would probably take them on Cresswell, especially on a yellow card now. We don't want to give them the opportunity to just run at him. So that would be something. We've had enough calls for the bells where I'm going to put it to the vote. A poll will be appearing in just a moment. And I'll give you until 62. 62 and a half. We'll give you 62:30. That's when I'll end the poll. Bell, yes or no? Let me know. Yes or no. But yeah, I don't know. Declan Rice is on a yellow now. It's his 7th of the season. He even said on the overlap that he's my man's picking up yellow cards for fun, and he is. It's just not happening for us right now, is it? At all. We have had the most points from losing positions this season. 12. We're better than we think we are when we're losing. The problem is today we have not been good enough by any stretch of the imagination. The problem is also there have been many games this season when we haven't been good enough. There's been a lot of games where that hasn't happened, and yet we still have managed to fight our way through it. Will we this time? I don't know. 75% saying yes so far. So if you're saying no is not the time, you need to be getting your votes in quick step. But yeah, I just don't see it. I don't know. It's been coming for a while. It's been coming for a while. The subs thing is what people are talking about now, and I strongly agree with you all here. It's been coming for a while. And not only have we not looked like we're not going to make any changes, we don't tend to make any changes until they've made at least 2. And so when will it actually happen? 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Ending the poll. It's 70% yes. We belling. Or what is belling for today? First Premier League goal since January 2020 for Ricardo Pereira. That was also against West Ham. Of course. We need to turn this around. We need to turn it around quickly. I mean, one of the problems with having a small squad is when your team is out of form, there's not exactly many players to bring on and change games. You can't really freshen things up that much because you've only got like 8 players, right? And so you look at the bench we have today, and you're seeing Yarmolenko, you're seeing Vlasic, you're seeing Benrahma. None of these players in particularly good form. You'd maybe feel Benrahma could do something, but I think the general consensus is that neither of them are anywhere near as any of those are anywhere near as good as the people on the pitch. I would disagree to some extent, but I think that's what most people would say. And at that stage, what do you do? Right? We don't have any left back on the bench because we haven't got any left backs at the club apart from Aaron Cresswell. So how do we change things up? I haven't done that for a while, and instantly I regret it. I haven't done that in a while, and instantly I regret it. My God. Interestingly, in the second half, West Ham have had more possession. I've had 51% of possession in this second half. But significantly less shots, significantly less chances in the box. Almost a perfect reflection of the first half. Now, not to the extent of the possession that Leicester had, because I think that was like 62, 68, something like that. So nowhere near as much possession in that sense. It was only 51%. But it is interesting that we've had more of the possession. And I think that shows what we're really all about is counter-attacking football, nothing else. We really are a counter-attacking side. When we have control of the ball, we're not good. I'm not going to say we've been found out to any stretch of imagination, but it's certainly working for Leicester right now. It's certainly working for them. Pablo Fornals in a good position. Cresswell looking for the overlap. Pablo Fornals just drifts past a player easily, taken down in the area. Referee says no foul. I'll probably agree with him, to be honest with you. I'll probably agree with him. And now Leicester have the opportunity to counter-attack here. They're coming forward. Poor pass out to Harvey Barnes, who has the opportunity, though, to cut inside, tries to hit it. Soufal does get a block that time, to be fair. And Aaron Cresswell, so incredibly far forward. Unbelievably so. Keeping the ball there. We need something. And I don't know what it is. Looking at the chat here, people are saying Fredericks on, Soufal off. Yeah, I'd back that if that's what's happening. Yeah, I'm seeing Soufal off. Yeah, I'm seeing that quite a lot now. I'd take that, to be honest with you. I think that's a positive change. I also think it does change us up attacking-wise. He brings something else. He brings a different element that we don't usually have with Soufal. That pace, getting in around the back, just pulling it back. It's nice. Barnes tries to take it past Soufal. He's forced out wide into an awkward position, but manages to find a nice pass into the path of Yuri Tillmans, who hits it from range over. But Leicester really do have the freedom of the king power right now. Frustrating. Soufal coming off, Ryan Fredericks coming on. I'll be honest with you. Yes. Vlad, who's been so consistent for us since joining for the last couple of weeks. at least has just been not there. It's just not been happening by any stretch of the imagination. I think Ryan Fredericks, when he has played over the last 2 years, has been good. It's just been nowhere near frequent enough because he's just injury prone as all hell. I think he gives us something different that the rest of the team don't really. I think he's got pace to burn, and he makes nice, incisive attacking runs. He's constantly trying to get in around the back on the overlap, and then he'll pull the ball back frequently as well. He'll get to the touchline and put it back as opposed to just pigging in crosses endlessly, which is what Soufal was practically built for. Diop doing very well there against Dakar. Fair play. Loses out on the second time to 3 other Leicester players who can now counter-attack. He gets back into position. Poor pass from Dewsbury Hall there into the path of Dakar. I don't know if it's a shot. I don't know if it passed. I don't know what it was. But at that point, Diop recovered. But yeah, I think it's probably a benefit to some extent for Ryan Fredericks. Again, I'm not super confident with Harvey Barnes one-on-one with him. If we're talking about it in those terms, I'm not the most confident guy in the world right now. If Harvey Barnes steps to him, I suspect Harvey Barnes goes past him. But in a straight foot race, I would back it. I would back it, to be honest with you. Paul Harrington coming through with what can only be described as massive bait. So I would suggest not taking it, although I can see some of you taking it, but still. ASAP take Cresswell off. Cresswell needs subbing. I mean that's the problem here is who'd you bring on? I guess it would have to be Ben Johnson because we literally don't have a left back, another senior left back fit at the club right now. So I guess it would have to be Ben Johnson in that position. That dulls us going forward significantly, but you'd hope that maybe by increasing our defensive ability that would allow us to regain possession more consistently and concede less, and then we can do something more going forward. So probably, I guess, it's a very reactive substitution, but you can't act like it's probably not the correct one to do at this point, you know? We could not beat Kidderminster or Watford comfortably. This was kind of expected. Yeah. Yeah. Kufau is dire because he's not courting Danny. I mean, look, it's a good point, this high base. It's a great point. Trying to think if there's another word that rhymes with dire. My brain's not capable of figuring that one out yet. It's just not. It's just not. Lackluster, just lifeless right now. 20 minutes to go, and it just doesn't feel anything. You know? It just doesn't feel. There's just nothing going forward, is there, really? I mean, there wasn't much in the first place, to be fair. There wasn't much in the first half, but this second half has just been really what's the word I'm looking for? It was another word that began with L that was kind of like lackluster or lifeless, but I can't think of what it is, so we'll just go with shite. It's just not great. It's just not great. And I would respect me. Look, what can you do? I mean, thinking about the bench, Ben Rama, I would suggest is an option. I would suggest Ben Rama as an option. I would suggest Vlasic as an option to some extent as well. I think if you bring on Ben Rama or Vlasic, what you're bringing on is the ability to... Vlasic will keep the ball. Vlasic has a strength that will keep possession of the ball pretty well. When he has the ball, he can get shoulder to shoulder with people, and he's fine with that. He'll deal with it, which is something, you know, some of our other players, we're trying to play faster passing. Maybe if they want to do it that way, then you get Ben Rama on. I think Antonio, as per usual, not knowing where the ball is, but somehow coming away with it. You love to see it. 1-2 with Antonio, whose cross in was about as pointless as me talking about it. Yeah. Ben Rama is better on the ball in terms of passing and stuff. Ademola Lookman coming on for Leicester because Maddison coming off, Lookman coming on. Because again, they're in the lead, yeah. They're making an attacking sub, as James Cunn has just put it. Yeah, maybe you bring on Ben Rama in that sense. You want to try and get that sort of nice, faster passing play going on, which is something that they can do. Something that he can do. He can link up well with the likes of Bowen and Fornals. They have that intuitive passing play around that and Zini doesn't quite seem to have yet, although you feel like he should. That, you know, Vlasic probably doesn't have. So I think realistically, I would respect it. I would respect it if he did it. Which one? Do either of those two make it feel like we're going to come back into this game with emphatic glory? Nah, not really. Not really. Just bring Benny on for Antonio and move Bowen up front. I guess, yeah. I mean, really, yeah, I guess. Played in. Antonio can't get his head on it properly. Declan Rice tries to head it forward into just the path of literally no one, and it's booted up the pitch. West Ham regain possession in the centre circle under zero pressure from any Leicester player whatsoever. But we have the ball at least. Dawson collects it. Now under pressure from Dewsbury Hall, who forces it all the way back to Fabianski. Just poor from West Ham, man. Just poor. It's just not happening. Just like, bruv, just do something. Just do something. Stop, he's already dead and all that nonsense, you know what I mean? Just do something. Mark Thomas, what's his name again? It wasn't James, it wasn't Justin. Thomas. Luke Thomas. There we go. It's gone. He's not even on the ball anymore. I just wanted to know. Iron Alpha. Moyes will never ever take off Souček when we're in this position. It's so annoying. I don't think taking off Souček is the answer. I think weakening your defensive midfield might not be the answer. Leicester are getting forward with a bit too much ease for me, and I don't know whether taking off a defensive midfielder is the right thing to do necessarily. Although maybe. I mean, if you just want to go more attacking, in that sense, if you just want to increase attacking output, if you just want to increase the potential attacking output as opposed to, and you're willing to decrease potential defensive output, then I guess, yeah, you would do that. But I don't know if it's the answer. I think I'm dancing around this because the answer is none of our players are in form right now, and so it's just a bit ridiculous to watch. The only person who's in form right now is Jared Bowen, and outside of that, it's just like, what's the point? So I think I'm dancing around it and contorting myself mentally in ways that just frankly don't need to be done. You can't lie, Mr. Ibase. We're doing it with aplomb. Yeah. I just can't be asked for the rest of this game, I think. I'm too tired and I don't feel well, and I'll just we'll see. West Ham with the third amount of goals in the 76th to 90th minutes. Only 3 behind leaders Liverpool, 11 with Man City, and us on 10. Positives to be there, ladies and gentlemen. Glimmers of hope. You know what I mean? Rays through what are quite dingy grey clouds. Ryan Fredericks trying desperately to do literally anything right now. Can't regain possession of the 1-2. Fornals tries to stick his foot out to it. Can't. Dewsbury Hall's had a decent enough game, to be fair. Fair play to Dewsbury Hall. It's been all right. He's been okay. Murat Erkan shouting the word West Ham goal about 18 times to the surprise of no one. No one listens. What an L. You hate to see it. I ask myself that question a lot. I mean, realistically, like, it's not. The problem with having a small squad, the problem with the tactics we play is it heavily relies on your players being in form. Now, you could say that for most things. Don't get me wrong. It's not like every team in the world isn't relying on form, and we are. Obviously, when your players are in form, you're significantly better. That's an incredibly obvious statement to make. The point I'm making is we have nothing otherwise. You know, our Tielemans, and round the back, very close there. Dink over the top, and all of a sudden he appears in the box. Close to a third for Leicester City there. It's a nice 1-2 of Harvey Barnes. Those two in particular have been brilliant today. Couldn't quite get on the other lap, but yeah. The point is that when your fullbacks aren't in form, we can't cross in, and that's basically all of our attacking output done. And the only time we have any other attacking output is when we have the 4 players up front in form. If the 4 players up front aren't in form, then realistically, we've got nothing. We keep putting these balls into the box. Antonio's not there. Souček's not getting as far forward as he once was. So there's no point in crossing it because no one else is going to head it in. I know Jared Bowen scored a header the other week, but realistically, that's not going to happen, is it? It just feels useless. I don't know. But we are making some substitutions. Looks like we're making 2. Nikola Vlasic is coming on. Not sure who for. And as is Said Benrahma. That's all of our changes made. Benrahma coming off. Benrahma coming on with Vlasic. Fornals off. And I think it was Lanzini in that one, maybe? It was Lanzini, yeah. I thought it was. Lanzini and Fornals off. Vlasic and Benrahma on. So you'd suspect Vlasic would take up that left wing position. Benrahma down the centre, you would suspect. It's something. It's practically all we have. So in reality, is it useful? Not really, but it is what it is. You know. In order to get a European position in this league, it's becoming increasingly clear that the other teams have to be poor and you to take the opportunity. Part of that means making signings when you can. Part of that means, going for it. We're never going to go for it on the pitch. That's not how we play. We did for a glorious 2 months this year and then it stopped. Then we've reverted straight back to type. And we haven't gone for signings either, which screams we don't want it. And we're not going to get it. So it's fine. That's just something we'll have to accept at this point and just go, right, and what do we want? What can we get? We'll see. Corner to West Ham from the right-hand side. Whipped in. Nodded away. Under about as little pressure as you're ever going to expect from Leicester. Here's what it is. West Ham do regain possession, though, because of a slip from Dewsbury Hall. You hate to see it. Benrahma trying to do something there, just take the ball on. Indeed, he does well, doing what he does best. Indeed, doing what he does best. I hate just doing bars. I'm just bars for days. Corner to West Ham United once more. Oh, good one for us. Would be nice. Not the worst corner. Dawson couldn't quite get his head on it. Benrahma, the far side, hits it. Just wide. Just wide. He went for it. He went for it. It's headed away well. Controls it, hits it. It's high and wide from Benrahma, but he's gone for it. He's taken a swing. just don't know what we expect for the last 10 minutes of this game. It just feels like a foregone conclusion, doesn't it? 267 likes, by the way. Thank you very much, everyone. 300 is the goal. We're dangerously close. It feels like maybe a little bit of a pipe dream at this point. This isn't the sort of game you would like a watch along for, but we're there. Give it a try. 300, close. 300 is close. If we can hit that, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Make sure to subscribe as well while you're there. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on anything. We do watch alongs every single match day on this channel, even when days like today when I feel ill and just not good. We're still here doing them. So make sure to hit the sub button because we need you. I do it by myself. So without you, it would just be pointless. It'd be needless. Yes, I have Danny, but he's not very talkative, mine. So I need it. I need it. And to be honest, when it's days like today and matches like today, my God, do I need a chat to just look at and just be like, yeah, no, it is that bad. Isn't it? So thank you very much for joining. Remember, stick around. There will be a review at full time. Geo Gonzo, probably a very frustrated, disappointed review at this stage. I'll be spamming that link in the chat so you won't have to go anywhere or do anything. You can just hang around and you can then click on that link and go and vent with them. But at this point, honestly, we've got probably 10 minutes to go if you include stoppage time, something like that. And we might as well not bother. We're not going to score. They don't look like they particularly want to score again. So what's the point, really? Like, we might as well just call it quits here, blow the final whistle, call the whole thing off and move on with our lives, get home early and beat the traffic. You know what I mean? Benrahma doing something. Again, he's the only player who looks particularly like he could do anything right now. He's picking up the ball, takes it past two, hits it with his weak foot. It's not the best shot you're ever going to see in your life. It's straight into the hands. But again, he's just trying to do literally anything. Skips past the player while he does it. Potentially, again, should have been on earlier. But who am I to judge? We're not fourth, as I get told every time I say anything negative. So I don't know. Yeah, it's it. Ryan Fredericks just running off the pitch with the ball there. No one's ever said he's the most technical player in the world. And by most technical player, I mean dribble in a straight line. Straight off. There we go. Scenes. Rice pings it. Somehow fine. Jared Bowen somehow manages to... That was not a good pass. He somehow picks it up. West Ham managed to keep possession, but they lose it instantaneously. They deserve it in the first place, to be fair. And now Leicester can stream forward, trying to find anything. There's numerous more claret shirts than the rather blue of Leicester. But Barnes plays it out wide to Dewsbury Hall, whips it in dangerously. But Diop just not an excellent clearance. Oof, beautiful control by Benrahma. Takes it past one, but can't quite keep it in there. Whipped in by Dewsbury Hall, booted away once again by Issa Diop. I tell you what, he's had a good performance. If you want to take some positives out from today's game so far, Issa Diop has looked good. We've not particularly missed Kurt Zuma. Would he have stopped the goals going in? Lookman went for it there. Can't quite get it on target. Would he have stopped the goals going in? I mean, there's an argument to say he would have been ever so slightly better defensively, but we can't act like he's been bad by any stretch of imagination. I think Diop's been good. Today. Other positives. Don't know. Kit's quite good, isn't it? Don't really have many. I mean, Bowen scored again. Bowen's on fire. Thank God, because rest team's fucking dire. Bowen's on fire. Yeah. Benrahma desperately trying to do something. He looks bright when he's come on. He's trying. He's picking up the ball. He's trying to do something with it. Antonio now just pinging the ball in from deep on the right-hand side because, again, he's definitely not a striker. Ah, man. Man, Mr. Ibase, this is boring as crap. 5-side team from our current squad: Ariola, Zuma, Rice, Benny, Bowen. Not bad. Not bad. Ariola. I would go Ariola. I think he's, for 5-side. Rice makes sense. Would I risk it without a defender? I might, Bit of Rice, Benrahma, Bowen, and then Dawson up front. just to end it. Just to end it. Not having it. Top 4 in the Premiership in Europe, and we can't get a player to join us in attack. I know, Rob. Mad, right? Like, I just can't. I just can't. How? It was a waste to bring in Vlasic first. I think it was fine, but like, it just is what it is. The Jam 1981, as the old saying goes, make your bed better line it. Yeah, a little bit. I think bringing in Vlasic was fine. It's just like, it just isn't the one. Leicester making a substitute now. My boy Vestergaard coming on. Look at him. He's bloody huge. Coming on for Yuri Tillmans. Leicester going defensive now. Going defensive now. Look, with Vlasic, I think it was worth bringing him in, but I don't think it was a well thought out transfer, let's say. You know what I mean? I don't think it was one of those ones where we've been planning it for ages. I think it was, I don't want to say panic. I don't think that's fair, but I just don't think it was well thought out. Benrahma collects the ball, plays it out to Ryan Fredericks. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I have hope he'll still pay off because I do think he is a good player, but pinged forward, controlled down. Benrahma deflects up very, very high. Up and over. It's corner. Corner. I guess we'll take it. Not that our corners have been any good for a while. Yeah, with Vlasic, I do think it'll work out in the end. I do genuinely think it'll work out in the end. I think he is a talented player, and he's shown positive signs. He's strong. He can hold off players like nobody's business. He can shrug them off. But realistically, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, when he comes on, it's not like, oh my God, the game is going to change. We haven't found his right position yet. It's just not happened yet. Corner to West Ham. Antonio being muscled out, whipped in. It's in. Craig. It's big Craig. Yes, get in there, Craigie. Come on. Right, we have shithouse this one. We did not deserve anything, let alone 3. We haven't deserved a single point. And yet somehow Craig Dawson pops up and it's West Ham United 2, Leicester City 2. Whipped in towards the back post. And Dawson rises like a salmon. You love to see it. Rises like a salmon up over Amati. Looks like it might have even hit his hand. Don't care, mate. As long as it counts. Not fast. I mean, it'll go to VAR, so I should probably care. It definitely hits his shoulder. It 100% hits here. Now, is hitting here handball? This is the question we need to ask ourselves and VAR. They will answer it for us in a moment. I probably shouldn't have changed the scoreline. However, it hits here 1,000%. Bro, if we score from this, it's counted. Oh, Craig Dawson with his first Premier League goal of the season, ladies and gentlemen. Big Craigie, big Brexit Craig. My God, do we not deserve that? Yes, let's go. We will take that. My God. Oh, just woeful, isn't it? Just crap. You 100% called it. Oh, you hate to see it. You really do. My God. Oh, Scott's rock top. Let's go, Scott. Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Good to see you. You've come at the best time, probably. Well, there you go. Feels like we're probably going to get a draw now, doesn't it? Look, let's if we're breaking it down in a more honest way. And by the way, actually, now's the time. With just over a minute and a half to go. Ham's chat, man of the match time. Spam in the chat who you think should be the man of the match. Whoever gets the most votes that I can see wins the Ham's chat man of the match. And while you do that, I'll summarize the game. Is it a point we deserve? No. Is it a point we should have taken? Yes. And you could argue that we probably should have had more. Leicester have not been great. Now, they've grown into the game and they've gotten better, but this is far from Leicester at their best. This is a dogged performance from Leicester trying to make something happen. This is far from Leicester flowing in a beautiful, easy way, right? So has it been something that we deserve? Nah. But realistically, if we're actually on our game, you could make the argument that we should have got more than that from this game. But the fact we've been so poor and we've got a point, we'll take. Do we deserve it? Hell no. Hell no, do we deserve it? But still. Wally, well, $10 right at the end. Thank you very much, Wally. I appreciate it so much. You have no idea how much that means. Thank you, sir. Always a legend. Always a legend. In fact, Wally, I'm going to DM you after this. I need to ask you a question. You can probably figure out what it is. Spanners, but still. I'd love to have you on. Have we got to 300 likes? We're at 282 likes. Quickly, 18 more and we can get there. Let's have a look at these. The bell has spoken again. Well, there you go. Bowen, goal and assist. Fair. Bowen. Maybe even Diop. Yeah, I know, right? What's we saying? Got away with one. Yes, very strongly. Dawson. No, yeah, no worries, bro. You've not missed much. I won't lie to you. I don't feel great to this. It's fine. Diop, honestly, super solid today. Yeah, I agree with you. And there is the full-time whistle. The full-time score here is Leicester City 2, West Ham United 2, and an undeserved an undeserved point for West Ham. But there we go. Dawson. I'm seeing the word Bowen a lot from Roof. I'm trying to avoid it. Just make it so Diop, Bowen. I think it is Bowen, no. Congratulations to Jared Bowen on winning the Ham's chat man of the match as much as I want to give it to Big George. Right, let me check. Is the watch on is the live review ready yet? So let's have a quick gander. Because once that is ready, of course, we'll be handing over to Geo and Gonzo to do their thing. And we are at 307 likes. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We've smashed that late on. We've flown past the target. You love to see it. Even today, when West Ham can barely scrape it, we deliver. That's what I'm talking about. You know what would have helped? Some new players in January? I know, right? Imagine the scenes. It's just a disappointing day overall, isn't it? Like it's just not one of those ones where it felt like we were in control of it at any point. Even the first half when Leicester were poorer and we were the better team, it still didn't feel like we were particularly great. It felt like mainly because they were just poor that it happened. So the fact that we've managed to get a point from that, ultimately we'll take. Not the most fun thing to say in the world, not something you really want to deal with, but realistically, it is what it is. You move on, you know. But a poor day at the office from West Ham, and what could be a vital point in the chase for Europe against a team who probably... I don't know. I don't know if they deserved 3. They were better than us, so probably in that sense. Considering he doesn't know who's playing 5 minutes before the game, Diop played very well. Yeah, that's another positive to think. I think he has played very well today, Diop. He obviously got the assist for the Bowen goal, the first one. A big boy, long ball, and I'm not going to say he meant it. I mean, he meant to play a long ball, but I'm not going to say he meant to put it in the path of Jared Bowen as beautifully as he did. I'm not going to sit here and claim that by any stretch of imagination, but I thought defensively he had a good game. I think usually it's nothing but fear when it comes to that sort of thing. But I think he played well today, and I think he deserves credit for that. Especially like you say, he didn't even know he was playing 5 minutes before, and given the pressure on him and the pressure and the vibe that West Ham fans have towards him, you got to respect him. Something else you've got to respect is the live review, which is about to kick off, ladies and gentlemen. I'm spamming the link in the chat right now. Go and have a gander. Congratulations once more to Jared Bone for being a Have a Chat man. And make sure to come back next time. Subscribe if you're new around here. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss any future streams, because I need you here. I do the watch alongs every single match day without fail. I do it by myself, so without you, it is nothing. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you once more again as well to Wally. Massively appreciated, sir. And everyone, head off over to the review and enjoy yourself. Is that Danny DeVito behind you? Yes. Come on, you Irons. I will see you next time. See you later, everyone. Bye.